Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. I am alive, and this is the message that the Lord God has given me to give unto you, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. That's found in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. I want to tell you, read Zechariah chapter 4, verse 4 through 6. You know that the prophets just start with Haggai. The Lord God told Zerubbabel, hey, Zerubbabel, I'm going to use you as a signal, so that signal has gone forth. Then Malachi chapter 3, verse 1, behold, I will send my messenger and to prepare the way before me. The Lord whom seeks your son to come to his holy temple. Even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come. Then we got Malachi chapter 4, verse 5 and 6. I will send Elijah to you before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. You shall turn the horse of the children back to the father, for the horse back to the children. At least I come and strike the earth with a curse. So we know that curse has been started already, right? Now I want to tell you to read Malachi chapter 4, verse 4. Why? Because you got to go to Horeb. You got to know who you are, why you are, how these things come about. Because if you don't know it, you're going to fall for it. You're going to become nothing. And I say I was praying for that. Yeah, God, check me this morning. You're not going to know who you are, man. You're going to not know who you are, what type of power that God has given unto you. I'm telling you. Man, I listened to the people this morning, boy, it broke my heart. Yeah, boy, it made me, like the people say, I got all into my feelings. Yeah, it made me feel some type of way this morning. But they're wrong, man. The people wrong. Yeah, I mean, not just that, just so much is, the woman, I guess I can turn the volume up a little bit. Some people say they can't hear me. Well, I'll turn it up a little bit. Maybe that might help you. That might help you. So I'm going to turn mine up. You turn yours down so we can hear. All right. But anyway, so I listen to the same people every Sunday morning. What was the first one I listened to? It wasn't Jessica. Oh, Joyce Myers. I listened to Joyce Myers, then I went to Jessica Plannis, then I went to Cleford Dow. All them places say the same thing, but they get deep into it now because they're being called out. And now I'm just waiting. No, they ain't gonna say my name. They're gonna do their little tap dance around it. They ain't gonna come out. No, they can't give no credence to me, as they would say. And so I can write it down, man. I didn't want to write it down, bro. It's the same old foolishness all over again, and they don't think God gonna do. No, a lot of people think God not gonna knock their head off their shoulder for what they're doing. No, a whole lot of people think, oh, God too good. Now I'm calling. Now I'm working for Him. And no, you're not working for God. You're working for yourself. Or work or have iniquity. That's what Jesus was telling us. Man, these people work now, not doing nothing. I tell them to do. No, all about themselves. Anyway, let me continue on. So, she was the same old thing. And we'll come back to what she said. I'll give it to you. But then, Jessica Plannis, we're going to talk about the covenants. Not behind money. That's all he's doing, running behind money. And they're going to tell the people that they get it all mixed up and how their blessings come. Yeah, they're getting all mixed up because they, first of all, you were talking about the alms. When you do your alms towards God, don't let nobody know. But what are the alms? The alms is like when I, when I made alm to God, that I was going to smoke cigarettes no more. That was an alm. Alm to God, that I was going to do drugs, misuse, abuse drugs no more. That is an alm. All right, then he got alms where I said, you don't want to curse anymore. So we got people, whatever problem that they're dealing with, they give alms, just like fasting. Fasting the alm, but you do it, that which will help them for seeing secretly reward you open. And so he got all that mixed up because he don't know what truly alm is. Because that's what happens when they start making monies and things, and they don't wait for God or go study it. So That's where he been. Then he bragged about how many years there, and I never had a deficit and all like that. But how many people have you healed? Personally, how many people have you healed? How many people you see me get healed? How many people touched the hem of your garment and got healed? Got whatever they want. Okay, we speaking in the spirit. We pray in the spirit. So all that's a part of it. That's an am. When you ask God for something, the secret He walked over. I went over there with you. Then He's gonna talk about feast days. Asking God, but I really do want to get into it, but He did only those are covenant days that you have to keep. You keep the Sabbath days of covenant that we made with God. They keep the gotta go there. They keep the covenant in heaven and we keep it up on earth. Now, Father Adam kept the covenant there. So when you go to Jubilee, I made that to you, Jubilees chapter 2. So they'll know, he don't say that. He think we put everything with monies. But this is not a money thing. This is about your spirit. It's all about your celestial. You being celestial, doing celestial things, and that's where your blessing comes from. You get close to God. All right. So we know about the Feast of Passover, the Feast of Tabernacle, Unleavened Bread. So these things we're supposed to be keeping. There's a atonement, but where he had it, man, had it, though you asking for a blessing in this thing, everything you did was say about money. It's nothing, all that what you say has nothing to do with God. So I finished this to him, then I listened to the left. No, that man that lost his ever. No, he have a reprobate mind. God turned him out. No, he didn't turn him out to a reprobate mind. And this morning he was trying to rebuke the covenant. That's what he was doing. Rebuke the covenant, calling God a liar. They hate God. I told you that yesterday. People hate God. You know, people love their money and they hate God. So he's going to talk about Deuteronomy chapter 28, the covenant. Of course, you know, they say the same thing. God done away with they got the old covenant and new covenant. He done away with the old covenant. Now we're under the new covenant. Blood and grace and all this. No, God didn't do away with the old covenant. And then, man, that thing got to me so bad this morning. Yeah, because he's going to explain to the people that the covenant says you got to keep the covenant 100%. If you don't keep the covenant 100%, you fail it. Not 98% and a half and all like that. They say 100%. I'm telling y'all people, get out those people church house because judgment is coming to all the churches. And I read that to you before. Judgment is coming to all the churches because they're breathing the Asa. Yeah. Judgment is coming to all the churches because they refuse to obey His voice. They refuse to keep the commandments. They refuse to keep the Holy Covenant. And so he's going to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And then he's going to talk about, he's talking about how God done away with the Deuteronomy chapter 28. Don't you know we're still in this captivity? Yes, you are. He's talking about the blessings and the curses. Now, man, didn't God just give you a relief from cancer? Left will die. Did not just give him a relief from cancer. Yes, He did. Yes, He did. No, that's judgment. That's how God does. He give it to you. Don't give it to you all at once and hoping that you repent. That's why He don't put it up. But when He start lying, talking about the covenant and done away with that, man, you're a liar. That is our inheritance. That's an everlasting inheritance that God given us. We are covenant people. We are a people of inheritance. That's what we are. And you can't change that. Okay, every time you think you're not a people of inheritance, or you're not in slavery, you're not Father Abraham told you about the 4 entrances that you had, 4 times you were going to go in slavery, and that slavery going to be under the Roman rule. Are you not with them those Roman rule? No, you're not in that right now. Okay, I'm just telling you where you're at. So he's gonna go there. He's gonna go Deuteronomy chapter 20. I can go there. No, because I'm just gonna show you what's going on. So Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 1. I'll tell you what it says. So he goes there and try to call God a liar. Yes, he did. Then he holding up both hands on the 3-6 sign, trying to because I told you when you hold your hands up like that, putting up the OK sign, the 3-6 sign, or whatever, yeah, they be casting their spells. They're trying to spells and sorcery, but that don't have no work on no man that's serving God. Okay, well, anyway, telling you, once again, warning y'all, get out those church houses. Get out those, because God ain't going to play with y'all being in a church house and God going to drop a star down on a meteorite, or what they call asteroids. God not playing with y'all, okay? No, no. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and observe to do all his commandments. See that? And so he's going to talk about more than the 10th commandment. Talk about the 613 laws, 615 laws. God is not. No. We got those laws, and we keeping those laws. All right. Anyway, no. Let me just read it to you, because he said it was done away with. Right. But let's see. We are under the curse right now. We scattered through folk on earth. Are we still under the curse? Yes. Are we not teaching the world how to serve the law of God? Yes. Okay. Well, let's read. Finish reading. If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee up high above all the nations of the earth. Now, what he said? Hearken to my voice. Hearken unto, no, shall hearken diligently unto my voice of the Lord thy God, and to observe and do all his commandments. That not so? All right, then, well, let's see. No, because he said that this was done away with. Clap for $1. All right, he said all this was done away with. That you didn't have to keep the commandments. You don't have to keep the covenant, because the commandment is just part of the covenant. No, just declaring all of them every wrong. Only God, let every man be a liar, and only God tell the truth. All right, so that's what he said. So now let's go to Deuteronomy. We go on to St. Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. Now, that's where we got to go at. We got to go to St. Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. Okay, I'm about to make him out a liar. That is a liar. I will say something. No, he's a damn liar. Yeah, that is a damn liar. Let's go. St. Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out the mouth of God. What? No, not by bread alone, but what? By every word that proceeded out the mouth of God. All right, so let's go back. Nope, we're going back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. No, so what Jesus said, the law of God, what he's saying, the word of God saying people. What he said, and it should come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of all the earth. All right. Now, so did we obey his voice, keep his commandments? We did it for a little while, then what we done? We done everything as the heathens did. All right. But no, let's go down. Let's go down. Because you need to know, that's why I always tell you, go to Deuteronomy chapter 20. And so when people like Clap for $1 and them come with their foolishness, you can debunk them. Just the planners don't know about the covenants and keeping the covenants and what the covenants are for, right behind monies and everything. Hey, oh, just tell them what they're doing. And so now that time comes, God about to destroy them all. They're going to be in that church house, just like I said, I didn't know that dream, man. But they're going to be in that church house, and God will send one of those fireballs down upon them. Yes, he is. All right. Let's go see. We're going to see. Tell y'all, get out of there, especially with, get out of them church houses. Warning y'all, get out of them. All right. Anyway, let me see. Because I think it started at 15. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it should come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and the statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All these curses. So he think because somebody gave him a few little dollars and you are deceiving God's people, and they give you money to stand up there in your suit with all that, with all your idols behind you and everything that you're doing so. Man, you're just a, I like to say it, but man, you're being greatly deceived. Yes, you are. You're being greatly deceived. Then what's so bad about it, you can't allocate yourself talking about that's the Jewish people. No, Jewish people, those are Jewish people. They're not the Jews, nor are they Israel, God's chosen people. And you're supposed to be Israel, one of God's chosen people. You don't know that. Rabbi, pastor, you don't know that? All right. So they don't. They don't know that. They don't know that. But let's continue on. No, because he had, I told you, God turned him over to that position. When they don't obey the body, let's just go on this. I'm going to post this. All right? Because this was y'all to understand what y'all under. And y'all still going through the same thing until the pastors and preachers teach it. They're a bunch of lies. Right? You should know that by now. Right? Okay, wait a minute. Because he don't think that cancer that he had was inflammation. But it is. Yep, it is. Now I'm going to put it up there. Now I'm going to read it to you. But you need to know what's going on. And I don't like to listen to them. I don't like to get up there on Sunday morning, but that's what God has me to do. To warn them. Warn them for me, Sunday man. Without warning for me, not warning them. All the time I tell them about what's going to happen until I warn them over and over again. But one day, that's going to stop. Just like Father Noah, out there warning them all the time. Jesus warned them all the time. All the prophets warned them over and over again. Yep, the saints warn them over and over again, but they want to do their thing. Oh, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to go out here and make monies and everything and deceive God's people and everything, and nothing going to happen to me. I hear you, bro. That's because I hear you. But what's making it so bad, all those people that you lead astray, they're going to hell right along with you. Yes, they are, because they believe in you and not turning their hearts back into the Creator and worshiping the Creator in spirit and truth. God warns you, just like He gave you this plague. Yeah, this a plague. It's one of the plagues. We call it coronavirus or whatever. We know that it's one of the plagues. And that plague had to shut all the churches down, got y'all out those church houses, and for y'all to turn them. Well, what y'all did? All right, as soon as they open up the doors, y'all go run back into them. I mean, that's what you did. All right. No, let's continue on, because we are, you say that we're not covenant people. We're not a people of inheritance. That's what he said. No, because it's a lie. Because one time I heard him talking about we are covenant people, we are people of inheritance. But for that, and now you're going to debunk that. Why? Because you got with your people, and they use you as a guinea pig. You don't care nothing about you. I read that to you. No, they don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about you. They got an agenda that they're trying to reach. And if they can sacrifice you, you're being sacrificed by them. They don't care nothing about you. They got you talking against your people, not only against your people, got you talking against your God. That's what makes it so bad. Yeah. And I heard Justin Blank struggling trying to tell the people, and all of them did there, oh, yeah, praise the Lord and everything about monies. About monies, and when they get the money, all they're going to do is buy more items, more junk and things. Just tell you what's going on. All right, well, let me continue on. No, God's not going to play with the people, man. God going to chastise the people so hard and so fast. Watch. Because I didn't see them stars falling from heaven. Yes, I had. When them stars were falling from heaven, they was coming down all over the world. All over the world. God was running from them. He said, wait a minute, let that one fall, let that one go by. Boom. That one fall, that one go by. Boom. That one fall, that one go by. Telling you. All right. No. This is what he gave me to do, and I'm doing it. Worry about that. Not worry about that at all. Let me continue on. All right. No, because that's what's going on. Now let me read it to you. The Lord shall smite thee. No, the Lord shall make a pestilence cleave unto thee. Oh man, I should put that up there. No, I'm not going to take it down. I'm just going to add to it. Just going to add to it. I'm taking none of that down. There you go. I changed my number. No, 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 on that. People can't even hear me. They can't. I had turned it up, but they turned it down. The volume. The volume. Yeah. I had turned it up, but they turned it down. All right, let me see. I'll leave it right there. But hopefully that y'all can hear me. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 21. The Lord should make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. Yeah. The pestilence cleave unto thee. So when you have cancer, like I had all that stuff. Yeah, I had stage 4 kidney failure and all that stuff like that. No, because you're not doing what thus said the Lord. You're doing everything of man. He's not doing nothing of God. Then you won't get mad. And when somebody come around, when God prepares somebody to send him to warn y'all of what y'all doing so that y'all repent. And y'all don't do it, man. What you think God gonna do? All right, well, let's continue on here. No, let's go. Going to no, you can't, what you think? God gonna let these people continue on doing what they're doing, deceiving God's people, and he's not gonna send nobody chastising them. Why? Because their pastors, they've been reading that to you all the time. God said, I didn't send them people. All right. So let's go. God got the dreams for you. Not about the dreams. I had 2 dreams. Gene and another woman had on purple in the club. I can't say it was a club because the reason why I can't say it's a club because I didn't see all I seen was a table. They sit down there and she had a woman with her that she kept dragging around with her. Everywhere she went, she had this woman that woman couldn't walk or nothing. She was like dragging the woman like that. All right. And so I was looking for a place to take a bath. The faucet's handle broke in the water. I'm gonna go back over was filled up with water filled up in the tub fast. So the water was about to overflow. I turned the knob on the right and I was able to stop that, but the one on the left broke off and the water started pouring out. The man who was running the place, one of them, I told him he had I told him, and he told me to tell somebody, but I forgot the name he told me to tell. And as he passed, I didn't fix it. He was going to fix it. If he doesn't fix it, I'm going to fix it himself. Next scene, I was at lathering up my body, washing in front of the door. The door was cracked open. And so the woman that was sitting in the building saw another woman with her. And I was washing my back toward it. She walked up to the door and shut it. Next scene, a group of men seized the opportunity to do some type of challenge and hold their breath behind the wall with the water. The water broke and all of them came down with the water behind the wall. And I saw a bald-headed man. He looked like something like Michael Jordan. So I didn't see him open up. No, woman named Jenny. She had on purple. As I see her, and she had somebody with her, and she dragged the person to go into the building, and it looked like a nightclub. I couldn't tell because all I seen was a table and her sitting down, and she had a purple necklace around her, pearls, white pearls around her neck. So that's what I saw. Then, let me continue on. Then after that happened, so very next scene, I'm in there now. It's just like an alleyway, a hallway. You know how you come and turn the building, and they have one door to the right, a door in the front. It was like that. But it wasn't no house or nothing. That's how it was. Like you go out into a place of business or something. So On the right hand side, that's where they had the tub and stuff to take the baths with. So I goes over there and I'm fully dressed. So I go over there and I turn the water on to take the bath. And so when I turn both faucets on, one to the front and one on the side wall, when I turn that on, I just turn my head for a second. And when I turn back, I said, man, this tub is all full up already. So I'm frantically trying to turn off the water. So when I turn on one, the right one coming off. So when I start twisting on the left side, but it was kind of already halfway broken off. So when I twist it, it breaks off. And all I could see, no, it don't have no pipe or nothing. I just see the water running from behind the wall, a hole. And so that's running out there. So as I'm doing that to him, the man, I guess he's the owner of the building or whatever. So he comes and he walks by, and I tell him, I say, man, this thing is broken, just like that. He see the water come out. Then he gives me a name to tell. Now, I forgot the name. So he specifically gave me a name to tell him to come and fix it. And if he doesn't come and fix it, I won't come back and fix it myself. Just like that. That's what he said. All right. So he walks off. Then I put my finger behind and stop it for a little while. Didn't do no good. All right. So the next scene, the very next scene, I'm in the front of the door where the woman sitting there in the chair. And I was lathering my body up and washing my body and everything. Now, my body was dark. It was dark. I washed my body up and everything. And as I'm washing my body up, she comes and shut the door. Yeah, my back is to her. And I'm lathering my body soap everywhere. So she comes and shut the door. So while she comes and shut the door, the next thing I see her, same thing, she had the lady, and the lady she had with, she just dragging around with her. That's what she was doing. So after that scene, the wall just breaks open behind them where the water was at. And they had a wall there by the tub, and then it just collapsed. So when it collapsed, they have a whole lot of men. One of the men looked like Michael Jordan with a bald head. And I seen that, and then I woke up out of that dream. Then I remember a dream that I had before that. Another dream I had before I was walking on the side of a left lane. And there had a lot of quails there. A lot of quails, you know, look like a chicken. And so there had a lot of them there. So I called myself, I need to take this home, and just like that. But they had a house that was sitting on the other side of the left lane. I said, nah, I ain't taking that. And I just threw it back. But when I threw it back, man, there had a whole lot of quails there. And had a dog, he came and got it. So that dog was started to take a hold of him. But next thing you know, all the quails, moved that dog out. I'm telling you, they just wear him out. Yeah, boy, they moved that dog out. They didn't kill it, but they plucked all his hair and stuff off. You could see where he was wounded at. Then he got away and then went on the other side of the fence. And I woke up and I had a whole lot of dreams, but I didn't write them down, and I didn't ask God to bring them back to my remembrance. Yeah. All right, we can hear you good. Okay. But anyway, so that's what happened. Now, nope. Because man, that man, Charlie Clefwood died. Talking about the covenant was done away. You know, they like when you get them in a fix, they like to tell them lies and like, well, we on the new covenant. No, yeah, you're on a new covenant, but that new covenant is not what you think it is. That new covenant, you got to keep everything of the old covenant. The new covenant is that you've been baptized in Jesus' name and the sacrificing of the lambs and things. You know that we was going to go into captivity. And we are the new covenant, our bodies and things. Right? No, because they don't want one of their friends or something give them a book, they're going to read that. Well, but what God has left them to read, they don't want to read that. Because the more they get into it, they see more and more that it's nothing about money tied. What they call just like just planning. Think that money is tied. No, money is not tied in offering, bro. And y'all don't be greatly deceived by that. Money is not tied in offering. Okay? No, because that's what they think it's about. All right, this is my Will Smith dream. So I got to give this to Clefwood Dow to let them know. I want them all, because when the time comes, God gonna send his word, and once his word go out, I'm not gonna transgress his word. Like I told you, I saw it when you say no mercy. Okay. I was visiting Will Smith. I read this dream a long time ago. I was visiting Will Smith. We went to his basketball game. He was a star on a court. He took a shot in two hands, underhand shot from just about from half court, about between the half court line and 3-point line. Next thing we're at his house, or one of his houses was at his house. I'm downstairs with his mother. I'm downstairs with him and another person. We might have been cooking or fixing something. I sat down next to him and I asked, would you like to do a lot more shots like that? So I started explaining how can he run from one end of the court to the other end of the court and scoop it up underhand and make the shot. You know, that's something I used to do when I was with kids. You know how to do all this stuff. And so that's what I told him. So I stayed. He got up and went upstairs. I stayed downstairs working. I think I was cooking. Next, the children comes downstairs. I was at this stove, I guess. I weighed something on my t-shirt, white. I took it off in front of them. I said, it is not good for me not to have my body covered. So that's why I told him, my body covered. So I leave out and goes upstairs. I hear Will speaking. I hear him talking, Will speaking. With this woman, I think it was his mom. He is talking things with it. He is talking about things what could have been in his life. He said, yes, like you destroyed his basketball career. That was it. He said, yes, like you destroyed his basketball career. He was in his boxes, looking for a light switch. He was in the box looking for a light switch. While he was looking for it, he had a flash vision. I had a flash vision of him taking everything in the room and destroying it. That's what I had. You know how you have a dream, you have a vision time. Taking everything in the room and destroying it. Next, it was real. It's what he wanted to do, but didn't. He found the light switch in the box. I think he might have said, I found it. I was thinking how I could take the room and put different train sets in by letting the set down and keep hanging on wires, on lines, or coming out of the ceiling. You let it down, turn the switch, and it goes back up. So that's what I guess it was doing. That's what I thought he was doing. I had my t-shirt on. Of course, I didn't have. I had a t-shirt on. I was listening to these two women talking. His mom and his aunt don't know what they was talking about. What they had been reading or what had they found out as they were speaking about the events that had happened, even to Jesus. I was just saying, they're speaking about the events that happened, even to Jesus. How they had done it. I said, it sounds like a plot. That's what I tell them. I said, it sounds like a plot. They said, yeah, it sounds like a full-blown conspiracy. They said, yes. Next, I see all the white scenes. The Noah Ark leaving in the list with it. That's what I saw next. No, I saw I got more to it, but I'll check this over. I'll go back over it. I ain't gonna tell you the last part, the afterwards. So how the scene opens up. Now this is an old dream. This dream is I'll tell you when it was. The covenant at the end of the dream. I'll see if I have a paper. Get close to it. 11/13/20. So that's when this dream was. 11/13/20. All right. Oh, because how the dreams open up. I was visiting Will Smith, And so we went to a basketball game and he was playing. And so he took the ball, and now he grabbed the ball and scooped it up underhand, and the ball went into the net. So he had done that from between the half court breathing from the half court line to the 3-point line. So that's how he does it. Okay. Then after that, after that he goes to his house. Yeah. Goes to his house, and I'm downstairs cooking, fixing something. Well, I'm cooking, I'm fixing something. So I sat down next to him and asked him, would you like to do a lot more shots like that? So I started explaining to him how I used to run down the court just like that, full speed. Just take my hand, flick it up there full speed, and it goes into the net. So that's what I was telling him about. So then after I told him that, he gets up and start going upstairs. He don't say nothing, just start going upstairs. So when he go upstairs, I'm still staying downstairs. They have children around, so I'm still cooking. And so I wasted something. I'm by the stove, so I waste something on my white t-shirt. So I just take the t-shirt off, and I say it's not good for me not to have my body covered. So I leave out and I go upstairs to get a t-shirt. So I hear Will Smith talking with this woman. And I think it was his mom. He was talking about the career that he could have been. Yeah, he said, I could have been could have been in this life. He said, yes, you like, I said, yes, like you destroyed his basketball career. That's what I said. So yeah, like you destroyed his basketball career. He was in the boxes looking for a switch. Yeah, he was looking for, like a little switch to make something go up and down. And so when he was looking for the switch, I had a flash vision, because you have a dream that when days go, you have flash vision. So I looked at the flash vision, I had, man, he had destroyed all the room. I mean, he had to throw that room up everywhere. So that's the vision I had. It's a flash vision of him destroying everything. So next, it came back in real life. He wanted to do it, but he didn't do it. That's what he wanted to do, but he didn't do it. So I found the light. So he found the light switch in the box. So I think he might have said I found it. Then I was thinking how I could take that room, and he wanted a train set. So he had a train set. So I was thinking about how I could take it and put it on 4 lines and have the whole board and everything connected. And when you hit the switch, it comes down. And you can play with the train setting like that. And then when you get tired of playing, when you can hit the switch and you go back up in the ceiling. So that's why, I was thinking about it. All right. So, so next I had my t-shirt on. So I was listening to the 2 women, his mom and his aunt. I don't know if it was his mom and his aunt, but they was talking. And they had been reading. They had been reading. They had been reading, and they had been finding out new things in the book. And as there was I don't know what books I had like that. I had a lot of books, but not the ones I read out now. And so, and what they had found out, and as they were speaking about the events that had happened to Jesus, they were speaking about the events that had happened to him. So when they was talking about what had happened to Jesus, how they had did, I said, sounds like a plot. That's why I tell them, it sounds like a plot. And then they said, yeah, it sounds like a full-blown conspiracy. Then they said, yes. I said, I see. Then next to that, I see a white scene. And in the white scene, I see Noah Ark leaving. And so as the Ark is leaving, everybody that was on the list, because they had a list, and everybody was leaving on the list with it. Yeah, the Ark was leaving, and everybody was on the list that was leaving with it. Now, no, then I'm sitting down. By that time, I'm sitting down in interest of a doorway, and I just put the back on the door case. That's why I was sitting down. Then after that, I asked God, I said, after they are gone, can I destroy it all? Now wake up. Yeah, it was a long dream. Yes, yeah. See, man, but the part of the man, I seen that. See that? Told you I didn't see the whole lot, man. Y'all just not see one of my other things, but if I hear another dream, another one of my videos, it might, have more detail. I skipped out the scenery and how it was looking and things of that nature. But I want to say that to tell you because that's why I asked them. See, after they go, can I destroy it all? Just like that. Then I would go up. Yeah. So let's go there. No, because these people lied. The people that got desperate. Because anytime a man been preaching one way all his life, now he gonna try to debunk the covenant. That man is desperate. And just planning them there talking about how much money they got and I'm not bragging about it. Look at this building and all this. Man, what's going on with these people? But I know that Satan got to them. They're about to lose it all because they don't want them people. I told them to get out of them church houses, man. Right? And they had nothing but prison houses. God gonna destroy it all. God not gonna do nothing. Well, you don't think God not gonna do nothing. And then I was looking on I'm about to get into the lesson of the word. Then I was looking on because they know what I'm saying, they know what I'm talking about. The bar, she gets up there and put her face down and show her earrings. Who you fighting against, me or you fighting against God? I know you because God's the one who sent me to give you to warn y'all of what's coming about. That's what we say. I'm sending you live before the great and dreadful day. To turn the hearts of well, to warn you that to get out those church houses, return back and worship your creator in spirit and truth, because God coming back and he's going to destroy it all. All right? No. The plagues had already started. Okay, I'm just letting you know. All right. Anyway, just let you know. So let's go there. We're going to something simple. We're going to Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55. That's the name of it. Oh no, let me see. No. You gotta worry about all that. I'm not worried about none of that. Because what people understand, man, God is a righteous God. God gives everybody time enough to hear the message before he brings judgment down on them. Because judgment is going to come. It has already started. 10 plagues have already started. And so he keep warning his people over and over again. But you know one day that's going to happen again. Okay. I just got out of there. Just start reading that today. A lot of people don't want to. A lot of people don't want to face facts that they're living, they're going to die, and if they don't have it right, where they're going to wind up at. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people. Isaiah chapter 55. The leader and the commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not. A nation that knew not thee shall run unto thee. Because of the Lord thy God, for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified. Now, no, because I told you he's going to revive and restore y'all. That's what he's telling. This is what he said. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not. And nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee, because of the Lord thy God, for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. Because we didn't know who we are or who we were. Let me rephrase that. We didn't know who we were or who we are. And so, no, he told he's going to let the world know who you are. And so when the world find out that you are Israel, God's chosen people, and you're living a pious and holy life and keeping all his commandments and holy covenant, he's going to send them unto you, and they're going to run unto you. All right? Because that's what he said. And the nation that knew not thee shall run unto thee, because of the Lord thy God, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. So y'all, I was telling y'all will be revived and you're going to be restored. And the world will know who you are. Now I heard a man talking about, because that's what they want. When they're into that money and running behind everything in the world, they got to do whatever the demons and devils tell them to do, whatever the leader of that organization tells them to do. And so that leader of the organization tells them, well, you go, I want you to do this and debunk that and don't say that. That's what they got to do. Oh, man, people in love for money and everything of this world, they don't care about you. They don't. Seek ye the Lord while you may be found, and call upon him while he is near. That's because he's here. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him. And to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. Well, are they doing that? No, people not doing that. Well, what are they doing then? They're running behind everything of this world, everything of the pastors, preachers, and teachers telling them. When you looking at all this, look at the man that's the preacher, the pastor over him, and see do they not look like everything of that man. And they have no righteousness in them. And they'll sit down there and all this information and flags have been taken hold of them. Instead of them coming out of it, they stick with it. Oh, this is my faith. That's not no faith. The Lord God told you in the book of Revelation, come out of my people, be not partake of this sin. And then when you get out there, out of those situations, I was in those situations, and then when you start learning of the commandments, the covenant, what truly aims are, and how to keep the covenant days and what these covenant days mean, everything starts changing in your life. Yeah, and then you see God. I mean, we're gonna go to that. No, because I'm gonna prove to them that we are covenant people, and we are people of inheritance. And everything that our Father has left us from one generation to another generation has passed down unto us. And it was added on to it. And one Father Abraham blessed us, and Father Isaac blessed us, and Father Jacob blessed us. Then the individual tribes, Israel blessed us. And so the blessed Moses blessed us. So the blessings kept going to right now today. Lord God blessed us. Okay. And we inherit all these blessings and everything. So the people now, they see everything come to pass. Just like he told you about the 10 plagues. They have already started. The apocalypse have already started. I told you that. Okay, but it's about not getting you to know who you are and getting to weaken you down, and you stand up under them, giving them monies and helping them to buy all this foolishness that they can't take with them. And that's what this is about. They keep you on believing in it. Then you never find out who you are, what type of power God has given unto you, what type of blessing that you have truly have. Well, let's continue on then. No, because that's what he says. He said, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let them return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him. And to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. So still these people tell you, well, you know, I was wrong in our covenant. There's an everlasting covenant that we should do, and the everlasting covenant that we should be a partake of. But then the man come up there, and next thing you know, he trying to debunk Deuteronomy chapter 28 and the covenant and getting rid of the covenant. Man, go ahead on, bro. It just did. Long already told you what they were going to do. That Satan being kicked out of heaven, and he's desperate. Yep. My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord. And so I had to get rid of all that what I had learned from the past and preachers like today. All of them do the same thing. They're going to regurgitate the same thing over and over again. And then at the close of the day, you got to pay to buy my book like John Hagee. He got a book out there called Absolute Power. No. God didn't tell him to write no book. He didn't. He didn't tell him, but they write them. Okay, all of them got their books out there. All of them have their CDs out there. And all of them got their statues, their idols out there for you to buy. And you don't see nothing wrong with what these people get. Why? Because they put a pastor, a preacher name, some type of title before their name, a title after their name. And you're going to go along with that? Oh, God, so you don't talk against the pastor. Oh, God, no. Well, what if it's evil and wicked? And that's what happened to them right now today. Because we have these priests and these cardinals and the bishops and how they've been molesting these people all over the world, all over these many years. And so now it's caught up with, because it's a big lie, it's a big false that come all the way back. Know what this man said? Say, they'll have no high priest. That's a lie. They still have high priests. Okay, you'll see. No, Ananias was a high priest. Okay, Aaron was a high priest, and Aaron turned the high priest over to Eleazar. Well, no, Jason killed Onias to become the high priest. Okay, when Jesus was there, they had the high priest then. Then Jesus became what? A high priest. But they still have other high priests. You should know. No, I didn't know nothing about no high priest until I read the book of a prophet. Second book of Maccabees were Onias and them. Then I learned of the high priest. Well, I guess I said lost book of the Bible also. Oh, well, when you go to the book of Revelation, God said that He's making of us priests and kings. But if you never take the time out and humble yourself and wait on Him for Him to show you where this found out, act just like me. I just recently found out more about it when I read the Legend of the Jews, our book. Yeah, I found out more about it. Because you had the Levites, and all the Levites was priests, but they had one high priest over all of them. And so, just like right now today, somebody told me about the people, might have been blue, told me about the people in Hades, how they say they are the Levites. I don't know about that. I don't know, but they just had an earthquake in Haiti, earthquake in Alaska. Those are warnings, man. Those are warnings. And those people running behind the wrong thing. And then on top of that, they're going to go and put their trust and faith. Well, I heard on the news this morning talking about, well, they don't have no fever, nothing to go. They don't need no fever, nothing. They got the Lord God Himself. All they have to do is repent. That's all they have to do, repent. Get away from that church house and those religions and the denomination, that dogma and all that, man. Get rid of all that and return to your Creator and worship in spirit and truth. And He's going to show you what's next. Because, man, because they don't repent, they got something worse coming. Right? Because all that water is going to be on dry land and the islands going to be inflated. To the islands, He's going to destroy the islands. To the islands, He's going to destroy the islands, and to the earth recompense. To the islands, devastation. To the earth recompense. All right, I'm just telling you what's coming. So I'm warning, because you got these pastors, preachers, and teachers still not teaching the right way, and all they gotta do, just like I thought he was gonna do the right thing. This morning, left with the house. Oh, he about to repent. Nah, he wasn't about to repent. He just changed it and twisted up to make it sound like he wanted to sound. Then he gets up there and hold up both hands with a 3-6 eye, trying his best to cast spells and stuff like that, man. That doesn't go like that, man. Anyway, let's continue on. My thoughts, not your thoughts, neither are your ways, my ways, said the Lord. And so when I've been reading that to you lately, and we see how God does things, man. No, because He kept on showing Father Moses every time Father Moses thought something was going to go one way, God completely put it another way till finally He got it. Yeah, He got it. A lot of He got. But I want to read it to you. All right. But as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts your thoughts. And so that's what the Lord God been trying to do, to bring us back unto Him. Be you perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Whatever is impossible, man. Impossible, what man is possible, God. So instead of them lifting us up, they've been tearing us down. And they give you this weak sermons every week. No, these weak books there, I gotta read the book to let you know that it's not now God. It's in there for the half truth, slandering the truth. All right. No, because that's what they're doing. It's not about lifting you up and returning to the heights that God had once given us. and that we still have. It's not about that. It's not about getting you to relinquish, get rid of everything of this world, put up everything of holy righteousness and meekness, humbleness, and be pious. They don't want you that. They don't sing him to the shepherd of harmony. They don't sing him to Ecclesiasticus. What else books they have out there? Law's book of the Bible, the Apocrypha. They don't sing it to those books. Because in those books, you'll learn that they're a bunch of beggars and liars and thieves. And so they don't sing it. They keep in the Holy Bible, just like Clefwood Dallas Monk in the Holy Bible, twisting and turning the gospel for what he wanted to be. Then they go in the Old Testament. No, it didn't keep on reading when it got one choice, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. Then when he got that, he twisted them and talked about, that's every word. Man, come on, man. You got to do all the law, or nothing don't count. That means they got to me this morning. No, I ain't writing it down. Because, man, he's supposed to be Israel. And he talked every bit of, like I read to you about Korah yesterday, every bit of Korah. Of Kohai, every bit of Kohai. That's what he was doing. All right. No, because where we're going at, we're getting deeper and deeper into our power, deeper and deeper into how he blessed us. And that's what we're getting into. So these people trying to derail that. No, because all they got to do is put when those doubts and get you right behind monies and land all at once again. And the next thing you know, you think you have the power when you once had it. Now you ain't got it anymore. And then you'll think about, oh, I'm in the church house, I just got the prophetic word. No, let me tell you, don't do all that. All right. Well, we're going to go to it because we have to learn that you are people of inheritance. And our inheritance came with stipulations. Okay. Oh, when we accepted, you can't change that. Our fathers knew on Mount Sinai accepted the Torah, accepted the law, accepted the Bible, accepted the, what they call it, Shanika. All right. Shekina. Shanika. That's what the name of it. I'll find out. No, we'll go there. So we say that we was going to accept all those things, just like when the people get baptized. You accepted everything that the Lord God did in all his ways that he did. Lord God never stopped keeping the Passover. He never stopped keeping the law. He never stopped keeping the commandments. He never stopped. He came here to fulfill the law and the commandments, fulfill prophecies. That's what he did. And so he gave us the power up on high because to show you once you fulfill it or doing it, what type of power you have. I'm just letting you know. All I can do is give it to you like he's giving it to me. Whereas the heavens are higher than the earth, so are the ways, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Whereas the rain comes down, the snow falls from heaven, returning not thither, but waters the earth and make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So my word, now listen to what he said, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and it should not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Because you got to understand, if God tell you something, all you got to do is go do it. Yeah, that's his command, that's his word. And these people don't understand. No, they don't understand because you'll be preaching and teaching something totally different. But all they're about is money and your wealth, about the way they live there. I was looking at Jesse the Planet might have been. Yeah, because he got bodyguards in the church house also. That's not a God, man. Why would you need bodyguards? You got God. You got God. All right, God got told the angel to protect you. All right, Elijah was going against the kings. And what happened? He was going against the priests and the high priests. And what happened? Man, y'all have that same type of power right now and then. Man, don't fall for these people, bro. I'm telling you. Because God is about to destroy these people. All right. He's about to destroy it all. Anyway. But you should go out with joy and be led for you should go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing. And all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. All right. No, because when we was I guess you can read the prophets of Father Paul. We can read that. But when we were reading about Father Abraham, yeah, Father Abraham had them trees and things. And what they was doing, then Jesus. No, I don't get too far into that. All right. No, because when I told you the mountain opened up for that one. The mountain opened up for Elizabeth, Father John. All right, the mountain opened up for them. All right, and the mountain opened up for the Aaron. Yes, it did. The mountain opened up for a priest that Father Elijah had. All right. So I'm just letting you know. But Jesus gonna come back. When he come back, he making all of the way plain for us. The mount, every hill, so every valley should be exalted, every hill should be made low, every mountain should be made low. Instead of thorns should come up fir trees, instead of briars should come up myrtle trees. And it should be to the Lord for a name, for everlasting sign that should not be cut off. And so that's what we headed to. All right, now all I can do is give it, that's where you headed to, that's who you are, man. You are people on this side. That's our inheritance. What did he promise Father Abraham? What did he promise Father Isaac? What did he promise Father Jacob? What did he promise Father Noah? Well, I can't say promise. What did he covenant with them? Okay, well, let's get there then. No, me telling you, when we get there, it could be two different things. I'm not going through all that. Now I'm just gonna, oh, no, I gotta go. I will get there. No, we're going back to that time, a few hours. We're going back to Father Moses. Yeah, we stopped the night of tears. We stopped after Korah. Yeah. Korah. It's not Korah, it's Korah. All right, his 3 sons were saved. His 3 sons were saved. All right. No, because what you don't know, you got to have the knowledge of God. And God brings us into repentance. Shekinah, that's the name of the Shekinah. God brings us into repentance. So when we go into repentance, man, yeah, God honors that. Man, you live a pious and a holy life. God honors that. But these people don't want you to do that. They want you to be down here with them. They don't want your thoughts to be up with the Most High constantly. And the Most High constantly bless us because we humble ourselves. Yeah, we took off everything of this world and we didn't humble ourselves. And people don't want that. People don't want you humble. They can't make no money off you. All right. No, they can't make no money off you when you do what's right. The people of the world, because who you think is of God is not of God. All you gotta do is look how they dress, look how they talk, look how they walk, and you see that none of it is God. They're not telling you return to your Creator and worship Him in spirit and truth. Now you gotta come to my church. You gotta buy my book. You gotta buy my CD. You gotta partner with the shit with me. God didn't tell you that. Jesus didn't tell you that. Jesus didn't tell them that. Okay, it said those who worship God worship Him what? In spirit and truth. After the death of the 250 followers, Korah, who perished at the offering of the incense, Eleazar, I told you about the offering of the incense, right? I know I had to read about the offering of the incense. Because in the incense, I read that to you yesterday. The blessed man, that incense is so, I had to read that to you. The incense, when the 250 people burn an incense, man, the incense is so powerful, bro. All right, well, let me see. I thought I read that to you. Yeah. Because that's what I said is I don't want to skip. But the incense, we have to burn the incense. They had the power, the power that they have in the incense. And let me see. Because I know the priest. After the death of 250 followers, Korah, who perished at the offering of the incense, Eleazar, the son of Aaron, was ordered to take up the censers out of the burning, which the souls that take up the censer out of the burning. Because that, you know, censers would put the incense in, the priest would have to shake it, and which the souls, not the bodies of the sinners, would burn. That out of these brazen place he made a covering for the altar. Eleazar, no, because each one had to burn their own incense. And Eleazar, and not the father, the high priest, received this commission. For God said, the censer brought death upon two of Aaron's sons. Therefore, let the third now fetch forth the censer and effect expiation for the sinners. The covering of the offerings fashioned out of the brass of these censers was to be a memorial to the children of Israel, to the end that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aaron, come near to burn incense before the Lord. Such as one was not, however, to be punished like Korah and his company. But in the same way, Moses had once been punished by God with leprosy. This punishment was visited upon Uzziah, who tried to burn incense in the temple, asserting that he was the king's tax. You know, it was the king's tax to perform the service before the king of all. The heaven hastened to the scene to consume him, just as the celestial fire had once consumed the 250 men who had wrongfully assumed the rights of priesthood. The earth stood to swallow him as it had once swallowed Korah and his company. But the celestial voice announced upon none save Korah and his company can punishment like these. As I said, can punishments like these upon no other. The main punishment should be leprosy. Hence, Uzziah became a leper. All right, but no, they tell them that was their punishment, so that nobody else could be punished like them. Oh, but that, let me just keep on reading. Because when you find out how much power you get from the incense, man, I didn't know. I'm learning. It's just like you learn a lot of things God revealing unto me right now. Yes, He is, because He's showing me how special y'all are to Him. And the things that we are doing, so not that what they call tithes and offerings. It's not tithes and offerings, bro. Okay, it's not even a tenth what they're doing. Monies. Okay, well, let's continue on reading. Peace was not, however, established with the destruction of Korah and his company. But on the very day that following the terrible catastrophe, there arose a rebellion against Moses that was more violent than the preceding one. Now, every time you look around, because they had just came from out of these men, most of the rebellious one, there was men that was in Egypt and they was no, they was over. It's like right now you have the mayors, the black mayors that is over us, the black governors that is over us, the black Israel, no, Tamara Harris, that's the name, Tamara Harris. All right. No, no, I mean, it says she is Israel, come from Jamaica. But anyway, uh, so those people are over us. And so they suspected that when we came out of Egypt, and there was in Egypt, there was like that in Egypt, there was like Korah was the treasurer in Egypt. And so he had to, so by that, they just figured that they was over us. And when we leave this land, I guess a lot of them still gonna figure the same way, but it doesn't go like that. Oh, he served God. That's who the blessing goes to. I don't care how much money you have, what tag or what title you can put on. It doesn't work like that. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh, the very day that followed the terrible catastrophe, there arose a rebellion against Moses that was even more violent than that preceding one. But although the people were now convinced that nothing came to pass without the will of God. Now remember that nothing came to pass out just like right now today. But these people don't want you to understand that. They don't want you to have nothing to do of getting closer to your Creator. Oh, they don't have you, no, they don't want you to get closer to God. They want you to worship them and praise them. And they walk up and down, huff and puff, and speak these, man. Come on, man. Anytime somebody tell you that you don't have to live by that, God didn't change that. The law of God came down. And how God didn't change nothing? He didn't. He fulfilled. Okay. Well, anyway, let's continue. Oh. For although the people were not convinced that nothing came to pass without the will of God, still they thought God was doing all this for Moses' sake. Hence they laid at his door God's violent anger against them, blaming not the wickedness of those who had been punished, but Moses. And that's what they're doing now. No, they don't want to blame themselves for what they're doing, but what they're going to blame? They're going to blame the people and everything else. No, they want to blame Moses. That's what they did. They don't, because I did the same thing. Yeah, I did. Because I was blaming every something happened to me, and I'll blame. No, even though they caused it, did it, I would blame them, and I didn't have nothing to do with it. Not knowing if I would have not been in that place, what would have happened? Okay, not knowing, that's what you don't never think about. And so you start blaming everybody else, still blaming yourself. Well, you the one. Oh, you get out there caught in a certain situation. Oh, you just there. And other people doing violent acts, but you just there. But you won't blame yourself. Okay. Just like I told you about committing fornication, adultery, and all those different acts like that. And oh, she done it, so I'm gonna retaliate on her and everything. No, bro. No, you're doing it because you want to do it. Because really, you're ignorant. That's what really going on. Oh, man, I'm telling you a lot of things. Man, when something comes to mind, I'll tell it to you. And that's what y'all do. They want to blame. Still, they'll blame them for the, no, just like right now, this virus going around. And so they want to blame it on the virus and everything, but it's not on what they're doing. It's like the global warming. No, they're not blaming on the people that's doing it. They're not blaming on the people that's doing it. No, they're not. No, they're not. The people that do it don't even come out their mouths. And so y'all can't see that big false that they're doing right now. And they're blaming everybody else, just like these plagues and everything. God, I read that to you. The 10 plagues. And those that ill-treated them, those that enslave us, how God on judgment, that judgment is started. Okay, well, they're not blaming on themselves. They're blaming on global warming. And they're not the one who caused the global warming. That's what they're doing. All right. Oh, but God won't get them for that. It's already started. All right. Oh. For hence they laid at the door violent anger against them, blaming not the wickedness on those who have been punished, but Moses, who they say had excited God's revengefulness against them. I'm telling you, get out of the church house. I don't care if you blame me, whatever. I'm telling you, get out of the church house. Because it's going to start, and once it's started, it's not going to stop. Really, they have already started. And God gives them warning over and over again. But sooner or later, oh, the same thing I told you when Nebuchadnezzar came into Babylon. 3 years it took him, but God was hoping that they repent, but they didn't do it. And so you got 10 plagues, so whoever repent, that's all right. But those that don't, well, just like this virus, you're not blaming on the people and what sins they have committed. Okay. Let's continue on. We're not going to get deeper into it. Because we're about to find out how important burning frankincense and myrrh is. It's very important. Yes. Wickedness of those who have been punished. But Moses, who they say had cited God's revengefulness against them, they accused Moses of having brought about the death of so many of the noblest among them as punishment for the people, only that they might not again venture to call him to the account, and that he might thereby ensure his brother possession of a priestly office, so no one would hereafter convert it or convict it. Or covet. That's how it's written. That no one would hereafter covet it, saying that on its account that the noblest among them had met so terrible a fate, because that's where they wanted to be the high priest. Okay, that they wanted to strong Moses because they had monies and they had wealth and all that, and there was so much in Egypt. And God don't play that. No, God don't play that. God do not have respect for persons. All right, anyway. The kinsmen of those who had perished stirred up the flame of resentment and spurred on to the people, set a limit to Moses' love of power. Yeah, he loved them. No, what about people say when those fireballs and all that stuff, asteroids, meteors, comets start falling from heaven on these people, start killing them? All right, then when the famine take hold, pestilence take hold. All right, then when the hailstorm fall from heaven, killing, destroying these people. I don't care if they're blaming on me. It's not blaming on their wicked ways because we know the truth. All right, because I'm warning them, they in the church out, they won't come out. They won't still worship Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, all them different gods and everything. And so God have a time. And that time, well, let's continue on reading it. All right. The kinsmen of those that perished stirred up flame and resentment and spurred on the people to set limits to Moses' love of power, insisting that the public welfare and the safety of Israel remain such measure. These unseemly speeches and their unceasing incorrigible as we say, incorrigible perverseness brought upon them God's wrath to seek a degree that he wanted to destroy them all. Oh, but they don't see that. Man, when I heard that man this morning, man, I wanted to borrow a couple of dollars, bro. I was so, man, because he's going to try to say that we are not Israel, say that we're not God's chosen people, and that the covenant, that God don't know, they have a new covenant, don't have that covenant no more. The curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and the blessing of Deuteronomy, he said that's not. That's what he said, right? Oh, he said that we're not covenant people. Nah, that covenant was done away with. That covenant was for the Jewish people. All right. Let's continue on. The covenant was for the Jews, for Israel and the Jews, those who had following us had taken on the Jacob garment, man. Come on, bro. I'm reading the mixed nation, the mixed people that came out with who allowed this started over there because of them. Okay, well, let's continue on. You're gonna see unseemly speeches in their unceasing incorrigible perverseness brought upon them God's wrath, such as the degree that he wanted to destroy them all, and bade Moses and Aaron to go away from the congregation, that he might instantly set them about their ruin. But that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Because the 10 plagues had already started. Then Jesus will return with that darkness. All right. Because there's judgment going over the whole world for the way they treated Israel, the ill treatment. Then you got the pastors, the preachers, and teaching them, telling them not to repent, not return and worship a creator in spirit and truth. They turn on them to buy their book, buy their CD, come on partnership with me. So what you think will happen? Okay. No, I'm not telling you about that. I'm telling you, return to your creator and worship him. He that created you, return to him and worship him in spirit and truth before it's too late. Keep all his commandments, his feast days, new moon to new moon, Passover, 11, Feast of Tabernacle, Atonement. All right. No, I'm telling you what to do, man. Go find out what the feast days are and keep it. Because if you don't do it, that's how Israel repents. That's our repentance. We return and take, and we do everything that he has left us, man. Okay. Well, keep on paying tithes, monies, because no, you're not paying tithes and offerings. Keep on giving them people your money. Then you go and give them tithes and offerings and see what's going to happen. All right. Let's continue on then. Oh, because God, well, let me just read it to you. All right. He wanted to destroy them all and bade Moses and Aaron to go away from the congregation, that he might instantly set about their ruin. When Moses saw that there was wrath going out from the Lord, and the plagues was begun, just like it is right now. Okay, well, let's see what happened. And he called to him, saying, take that. Oh. When Moses saw there was wrath going out from the Lord, and the plague was begun, he called Aaron to him, saying, take thy censer, put the fire therein from off the altar, and lay the incense thereon, and carry it quickly unto the congregation, and make atonement for them. And this remedy against death Moses had learned from the angel of death himself. Now, understand what he told Aaron to do. He told Aaron to take the censer, put fire thereon to burn the incense. All right, off the altar, and lay the incense thereon. That's what he tell him to do. And carry it quickly unto the congregation to make atonement for them. Nope, we there now. So when you go to this paper right here, it's on this paper. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord. So that paper tell you to go to where? Tell you to go to Malachi chapter 1, verse 11. No, we're going there. We have to go there. Because I didn't know the importance of the incense. He gave me one thing, then he gave me something else. We know there's 2-fold cause, 3-fold cause, and sometimes multiple causes of what God is doing. All right, all we have to do is obey his voice and keep his commandments, and he's going to show us. All right, Malachi chapter 1, verse 11. Now, I didn't know I gave as much as I could at that time, but now he's giving me more. He added on. It was there all the way. Well, I can't say that he added on, because we don't know, and then when we keep reading and studying, we find out and reveal these things unto us. So you can't say he added on. It's that he revealed this unto us. For the rising of the sun, even unto the going down of the same, my name should be great among the Gentiles. In every place incense should be offered unto my name, and a pure offering. For my name should be great among the heathen, say the Lord of hosts. So we know that we're in the land of the heathen. All right, but now the curses and the things and the plagues have started. And so, no, he gave it to me. And so I didn't understand what he told me. All I can give it as he had given unto me about burning the incense there. I didn't know what more significance of that was burning that incense. So when you burn that incense, you get rid of the plague. Well, right, well, let's see there. Now remember, I just read that to you, so let's see what happened. So he told them, take the censer and put the fire there on off the altar, and lay the incense on, and carry it quickly unto the congregation, and make atonement for them. This remedy against death Moses had learned from the angel of death himself at the time he was standing in heaven to receive the Torah. Okay, so he's showing them, because it's not the angel of death going out now with these plagues and things. All right, then he's telling you telling you about burning the frankincense and myrrh, man. All right, well, let's continue on. Because he told him to say that. This remedy he learned, he told, all right, let's read it. He had learned from the angel of death himself at the time he was staying in heaven to receive the Torah. At that time, he had received a gift from each one of the angels, and that the angel of death had been the revelation of the secret that incense can hold him at bay. And so that's why you're supposed, another reason why you burn it, I only gave you what I knew that it was doing for me. I didn't also know that it holds the angel of death at bay. And so that's why I told you I don't want to skip. Because when I skip, I know we're going to miss out on something. We're going to miss out on what's truly going on, a prophecy or anything. So now we know why we should, another reason why we should burn frankincense and myrrh. All right. Oh, let's continue on. Man, I'm telling people, read this, people that feel, I don't believe that. But you go ahead on, don't believe it. All right, but there ain't no death in my house. Not nowhere near around me. No. Anyway, let's continue on. At that time, he had received a gift from each one of the angels, and that the angel of death had been the revelation, the secret that incense can hold him at bay. Moses applied this remedy, had in mind also the purpose of showing the people the injustice of their superstitions concerning the offering of the incense. Now you got to remember, no, because they wanted to be head priests, they wanted to take over. But we know that when they wanted to take over, it wasn't about for the right thing. Just like when Jason took the high priest over from Ananias, he killed his brother-in-law to become high priest. Then after he killed his brother-in-law to become high priest, that's when you see these Jewish people walking around with these black hats on and veins and all that around. That is not of God. That's no. Go read Maccabees, second book of Maccabees, chapter 2 to 4. And Jason tell you that's when they came out with the Holy Bible, because they abridged this. They abridged the 5 books of Moses. They abridged this. That's what they did. And then when they abridged that, it came up with the Holy Bible. He was already jealous, because when you go read the letter of Ortiz, they had taken this and they had written this out and transcribed it. That's what they had done. And they put curses and things on this book. Okay, well, go read it and find out. And so then after they did that, then they joined the Olympics. Yeah. No, because the Olympics, they're doing everything what God tell them not to do. They're running behind idols. Man, come on, bro. The Olympics just got old. They went behind the gold medals, the silver medals, the bronze, and all that. But if that's not running behind idols, then you're showing all, no, then you're showing all your body and things. God is telling you that to be arrogant, proud, and boastful. That's what you mean. Okay, well, you keep on doing it. And find out what's going to happen to you in the end. All right. Anyway, so let's continue on. Applying this remedy, he had mind also proposed to showing that the people that injustice of their superstition concerning the offering of incense. They called it death bearing because it had brought death upon Nabdab and Abuah, as well as upon 250 followers of Korah. Now remember, all these people are evil and wicked people. How now wish to convince them that it was this very incense that prevented the plague, and to teach them that it is sin to bring death, and teach them that it is sin that brings death. So it's the sin that you're going to bring the death, not the frankincense and the myrrh. Frankincense and myrrh came all the way from the garden. So when you go read about it, I read it to you. It's another one of it. Go read the book of Adam and Eve. I'm not just telling you go look, listen to my video. I'm telling you, you'll find it in the book of Adam and Eve. The first book of Adam and Eve, you find out about incense, the fragrance and the word, where it came from, what it means. All right. So y'all listen to me. I'm just going to tell you what books to go to and where you read it for yourself and find out for yourself what it came from, what it means. I haven't been over that with y'all. All right, but you can read it for yourself. That's where I got it from. All right. Now you wish to convince them that the very incense that prevented the plague and to teach them that it is sin that brings death. Aaron, however, did not know why he employed incense, and therefore said Moses, O my Lord Moses, hast thou perchance my debt and guilt? My sons were burned because they put strange fires into the censer. Shall I now fetch holy fire from the altar and carry it outside? Surely I should meet death through this fire. Now that gotta stop again. Because of course I told you I burn the lamp. So when I burn my lamp, I put olive oil. I use virgin olive oil. I don't use nothing else, virgin olive oil. That's why I put that there. And I dare to burn anything else in it. Oh, because I read about strange fire, and I'm not about to do that. All right. Surely I shall meet death through this fire. Moses replied, go quickly and do as I have bidden thee. But while thou doest stand and talk, they die. Aaron hastened to carry out the command given to him, saying, even if it be my death, I obey gladly, but if I can only serve Israel thereby. Everything is about us and what people want to do for us. Lay down their life for their people, as Jesus did. Lay down his life for us, and he teaches us to do the same thing. But they don't want to do that. No, they didn't teach you to do that. They teach you to run behind everything in this world. Everything in the world. Fine raiment, clothes, silver, gold, houses, land, cars, and holes, whoremongers, and everything else. That's what they teach you to run about. Fornication, adultery, proud, puff up, arrogant, boastful. That's what they teach you about. Not running behind everything of God. The angel of death had meanwhile wrought terrible havoc among the people, like a reaper moving down the line after line of them. Allow not one of the line to be touched to escape. Oh, how they was against Moses, standing up there with all that foolishness. God just started mowing them down, send the angel death, go kill them all. But Moses, knowing how he stopped the angel of death in heaven, that's what he did. But also, we got more to it than just that. Because I'm telling them to get out of this church, out synagogue, sanctuary, high place, tabernacle. I read that to you. All right, not just that, but I had read it to you another dream, the vision that I had. The Lord God said, this is going to happen to all the churches because they keep not my covenant. All right. Right? Commandments are part of the covenant. It's a part of it, but we know it's more to the covenant. I read that to you. I made a little short video just saying that. It's a little very short video. I don't think it's 10 minutes. I'm thinking 5 minutes. And that's why I put it in there to make sure you got that message. There's a lot of people always burn up to how you burn up to me in my business. I don't understand. You worry about minutes, you don't worry about your soul. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. So he was mowing them down, row after row, and which no man stood. Aaron's censer in hand now appeared and stood between the ranks of the living and those of the dead, holding the angel of death at bay. The latter now addressed Aaron, saying, lead me to my work, for I have been sent to do it by God. Yeah, that's dead. Lead me to my work. I have been sent to do it by God. Oh, because that's what's going to happen. That's what you learn. When God tells you to do something, you don't disobey his voice. You just do it. Oh, I'm just telling you. All right. So he gave me something to do and I didn't do it. And the chastised me for it. But, I'm man, I repented. Then I start back doing it. The same thing with you. Tell you to turn back unto your first love. Then he's going to tell you and show you what he wants you to do after you've been healed. After you repented and been tried. All right. Oh, you can repent. You man, you can repent. The demons can't repent. No, leave me to my work, for I have been sent to do it by God, where thou didst bid me to stop in the name of a preacher that is only flesh and blood. So Moses had done. But let's go. Let's go back to what the word says. Yeah, the word tells you, Malachi chapter 1, verse 11. I just been reading that. God said, burn frankincense and myrrh and pray prayer prayer. All right, that's what. So you can. I told you what happened to me, but all now I'm finding out he stopped the angels of death also. All right. Obey his voice, keep his commands, man. You know, when I heard the cleft dollar this morning with that foolishness, y'all about you don't have to do that because if you do it 98%, you broke it all. That's the truth. You want to obey his voice. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that shall proceed out the mouth of God. So that's what you live by. Okay. Oh man. Because all they worry about money, so he can go home, so and had the people hollering and shouting and everything like that. And then they go home, then they go and say, well, I gotta go see the doctor tomorrow. I got this lump in my breast, and I don't think it's going away. It hurt me, hold my leg, hurt my feet hurt. Yeah. And in the church house every Sunday, listen to the music, listen to the whatever they pastor preaching and sold them, shouting up and down. And the only way to hell. Well, yes, it is. All right, I read that to you yesterday. Okay. No, because if they listen to this, the pastor preaching, he's even wicked, they're going right along with him. They're going to be punished right along with him. I read that to you. Okay, I don't want to say, well, nobody never told. Right. Anyway, let's continue on. Say, well, no, God said, I'm sent to do it by God, where thou didst bid me to stop in the name of a preacher that's only flesh and blood. Aaron did not, however, yield, but said, Moses acts only as God commands him. And if thou wilt not trust him, behold, God and Moses are both in the tabernacle. That's what he told him. Aaron told him, say, you don't trust him? Come on. God and Moses are in the tabernacle, let us go. No, because a lot of people don't understand that God was with us when we received it with the Torah. And he stayed there. Lord God stayed there with us for longer sometimes. All right. Let us both betake ourselves thither. The angel of death refused to obey his call, wherefore Aaron seized him by force and thrusting the censer under his face, dragged him to the tabernacle, where he locked him in, so that death ceased. Yeah, he put that censer on and drove death with him. And I told you I didn't battle with death. I told you I didn't battle with death. Right, we're gonna get deep into death. Yeah, we're gonna get this law. God say the same. Man, for the lies you like to destroy death, God had to stop the battle. For the lies, I was destroying death. Yes, he was. All right. Anyway, in this way, Aaron paid off a debt to Moses after the worship of the golden calf that came to pass, not without some guilt on Aaron's part. God had decreed that all 4 of Aaron's sons were to die. But Moses stood up between the living and the dead, and through his prayers succeeded in saving 2 out of the 4. Succeed in saving 2 out of the 4. In the same way, Aaron now stood up between the living and the dead to ward off from the Israel and the angel of death. Man, all that was God and seen us and showed and done for our people. And all the power and stuff that we have right now, because it's being still revealing unto us, because we had left that. And so now God restoring all that back to us. Because he said, when you seek me with your whole heart, then you shall find me. Jesus said, when you cast the beam out your eye, you see clearly how to cast the mote out your brother eye. So he's teaching us all this that we need to know. Because Satan is here right now, and we're standing up against him now. Okay, well, I can know all about burning frankincense and myrrh, what I did know I gave unto you. Now I'm finding out more about it. All right, so if y'all all over the world, you got to start burning. Oh, the reservoir, not that little stick that they put on there. No, the rest, go get it. Start burning. It's gonna be blessed. I told you, it's gonna be blessed. But Jesus told us to do it. It ain't something that I'm of my own mind. Well, I want y'all to do this. Nah, I'm not telling you to do that, bro. All right. God in His kindness now desired the people at once and for all to be convinced of the truth that Aaron was the elect, and his house and the house of the priesthood. Hence He bade Moses convince them in the following fashion. Upon God's command, He took the beam of wood, divided into 12 rods, made every prince of the tribe in his own hand to write his name on one of the rods respectively, and laid up the rods overnight before the sanctuary. Then the miracle came to pass that the rod of Aaron, the prince of the tribe Levi, bore an infallible name, which caused the rod to blossom overnight and yield ripe almonds. When the people who all night had been finding which tribes should on the morrow be proven by the rod of this prince to be chosen, to be the chosen one, but took themselves early in the morning to the sanctuary and saw the blossom and the almonds upon the rod of Aaron. They were at last convinced that God had destined the priesthood for His house. The almonds was ripened more quickly than any other fruit. At the same time, informed them that God would quickly bring punishment on those who should venture to usurp the power of priesthood. Yeah, no, that's what He did. Cleft down. So He want to give people away from keeping the holy covenant. Right? You got to keep that covenant. That's why every time I tell you, man, if you don't understand who you are, where you are, what happened to you, look at yourself. Are you in captivity? Are you being ill-treated? Then you know who you are. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. That's a hurting thing, bro, because we fighting for our people to once again take over the cup and clean themselves of everything of this world, get rid of idols and everything of this world. And then you look at these other people on YouTube, ICU people, HOI people, and everything, and they're telling our people to run behind monies, run behind gold, run behind lanes and everything. But God didn't tell us to do that. No, God told us to return unto me, and I'll return unto you, say the Lord of hosts. And how do we return? Obey His voice, keeping His commandment, keeping His holy covenant. Start back doing what our fathers and them have left us, taking hold of our everlasting inheritance. All right, well, let's continue on here. Aaron's rod was then laid before the holy altar by Moses. It was this rod kings used until the time of destruction of the temple, when it miraculously fashion and disappeared. Elijah will in the future fetch his forth and hand it over to the Messiah. Yeah. Oh, man. Because like I said, I don't want to skip. Because every time you look around, it's something else we learn. Some other prophecy that we learn. All right. Because a lot of y'all, when we already alive to see a lot of it come to pass right now. All right, you're alive to see the mark of the beast come to pass. All right, then you're going to be alive to see, the law of God says, you're going to be alive to see Satan, the false Messiah. You'll be allowed to see him. No, bro, you see Jesus. There's no mistake in seeing Jesus. There's no mistake in hearing His voice. No, there's no mistake in that. All right. Oh, because I didn't know. Man. Anyway. If y'all can be, all of y'all can just take hold of who you truly are and humble yourself. That's what Jesus said. Will humble himself. Yeah. He will heal your land. All right. No, because man, the more I read and the more God gives me knowledge and understanding of it, the more I see it, what type of people we are, what type of power came down when we took a hold of the Torah. Not only that, the power that our fathers them left unto. Really, when you go to Mount Sinai, we benefit, but those, the mixed nation, they benefited also. And then just like in the day of Pentecost, when that fire came down from heaven, right? Jesus told you, I come from the lost sheep of Israel, which is us. But the mixed nations where we are at now, scattered out through, they benefit just like us. They benefit. All right. Now we're going to read that also. Korah rebellion took place during Israel's sojourn to Kadesh Barnea, which a short time before the spies had been sent out. They remained in this place during 19 years, and then for a long time wandered carelessly from place to place through the desert. When at the last time decreed by the Lord for their stay in the wilderness was over, the generation that God had said must die in the desert had paid its penalty for its sin. They returned again to Kadesh Barnea and took delight in the place endeared, took the place in the place endeared to them by long years of habitation, and settled down in expectation of a cheerful and agreeable time. The prophetess Miriam now died, and the loss of the woman who occupied the place at a high as that of her brothers, Moses and Aaron, at once became evident in a way that was pierced by the pious as well as the godless. So she, no, well, that's why you read these things. Because it's telling you, even though they had pious people with them, they had godless people there also. She was the only woman who died during the march through the desert. And this occurred for the following reason. She was the only woman. She was the leader of the people together with her brothers. And as these two were not permitted to lead the people into the promised land, she had to share their fate. The well, furthermore, that had provided Israel with water during the march through the desert had been a gift of God to the people as a reward for the good deeds of this prophetess. And as the gift had been limited to the time of the march through the desert, she had died shortly before the entrance into the promised land. But man, Miriam, they're going to tell you what she did. Man, Miriam, because when you read all the Bible, they cut short, man. Like I said, that's been a bridge. But when you read it and all the blessings that God bestowed on them for what they had did, just like right now today, you're being blessed for living the life that you're living. Okay. All they had Miriam died when the well also disappeared, and the dirt of the water set in, that all Israel might know that only owing to the merits of the pious prophets had there been spared a lack of water during the 40 years of the march. While Moses and Aaron were now plunged into a deep grief for their sister death, the mob of the people collected and wrangled with them on account of the dirt of the water. Moses, seeing the multitude of people approaching them from the distance, said to his brother Aaron, "What may all this multitude desire?" They only replied, "Are not the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob kind-hearted people, and the descendants of kind-hearted people?" That we think. They came to express their sympathy. Moses, however, said they are not able to distinguish between well-ordered. Now we say, thou art not able to distinguish between well-ordered processions and a motley multitude. Where these people assemble in the orderly procession, they would move under the leadership of the rules of the thousands, the rules of the hundreds, but behold, they move disorderly troops. How then could their intention be to console, with us? Wasn't their intentions. All right. The two brothers were not known to remain in doubt concerning the purpose of the multitude, for they stepped up to them and began to pick a quarrel with Moses, saying, it was a heavy blow for us when the 14,700 of our men died of the plague. Harder still to bear with the death of those who had swallowed up by the earth and lost their lives in an unnatural way. The heavens blow up all, however, when the death of those who were consumed at the offering of incense, whose terrible end constantly recalled to us by the covering of the altar, fashioned out the brazen plates that came of the censer used by those unfortunate ones. But we bore all these blows and we know they tell you, but we bore all these blows, even which we had all perished simultaneously with them, instead of becoming victims of the torture of death by thirst. Because there's a lot going on with that, because we don't think about the children that they leave, the wives that they lost, not Aaron's two sons, but that's why they got killed, because they were proud, puffed up, and boastful, and the women waited around holding their, they can't say virginity because all of us virgins and stuff like that, but holding out for them, not marrying certain men and letting certain men pursue them because they wanted to marry them, and then when they didn't do it, God killed them. Yeah. At first, they directed their reproaches against Moses alone, since Aaron, on account of his extraordinary love for peace and his kind heartedness, was favorite of the people. But once carried away by suffering and rage, they started to hurl their accusation against both of the brothers, saying, formerly, your answer to us have always been that sorrows came upon us, and that God did not stand by us because there was sensible and godless men among us. That the God, no, they got sinful among us men, godless men among us now, but God is judging us what individually. All right. Oh, you'll see. Now that we are a congregation of the Lord, why have he nevertheless led us to this poor place where there is not water, without which neither man nor beast can live? Why do we exalt God to have pity upon us, since the well of Miriam has vanished with our death? All right. Why do not we exalt God to have pity upon us? No, because the pastor and preaching took over y'all right now. And y'all can, I know you live in a pious and holy life, you can consult God yourself. That's what that's why Jesus came. One of the reasons why he came. He said to restore Adam. Restore us back to our first. People, you depend upon people that can't do nothing for you. But like this plague going around right now, so all the pastors, preachers, teachers healing you, or they telling you to take the vaccine. That's how you get healed. So where's the faith? And they always been telling and preaching to you that God will heal you. That God, no, that's what they say. God will take care of you. You can call him on time and need me and come and all that. So where's all that now? All right. No, because Lord God told you, you're going to expose them who serve God and who serve him not. Going to expose them that say they are pastors, preachers, and teachers, and God sent them, and then God tell you, I haven't sent them. Keep watching them. Keep watching, because those who have repented and lived a pious and holy life, they get power from up on high. Just like he sent out the disciples them the first time. That's what I'm telling y'all. Jesus said that. The Lord God said that. I'm going to revive and restore them. The righteous man regarded the life of his beast. The fact that these people, so near to death, still considered the suffering of their beasts, and showed that they were notwithstanding their attitude towards Moses and Aaron, really pious men. No, because that's what's going on right now. These people will, what is Michael Vick? That's why they use Michael Vick, and show you that they love their animals more than they love Israel. All right, then when they have some type of thing going on, the policemen with them dogs and everything, right? And the men killed one of them dogs, Now they want to charge the man for killing a dog with killing a man, a police officer. That show you how wicked and evil they really are. But y'all don't see it that way. All right. No, I'm talking about the man also that sin that he committed. But some of them, they did that and the men didn't deserve that type of punishment. All right. Well, let's continue on there. No, you can't change the fact. It's a dog. It's a dog. You can't change that. I don't care what type of, but how God sees it. Don't worry. Just like you took that animal, that dog, and sent them to jail for so many years, and some of them died in jail behind that. Don't worry, God gonna do the same thing unto you. Go read the 10 plagues. Go read the 10 plagues of Father Abraham and see how you're gonna use that beast. Same way you misuse the beast, the same way God gonna take them beasts to misuse you. Watch and see. Watch and see. All right. Attitude. Their attitude towards Moses and Aaron really pious men. And true, God did not take amiss their words against Moses and Aaron. But God holds no man accountable for that which he utters in distress. For the same reason, neither Moses or Aaron made reply to the accusation heard against them, but hastened to the sanctuary to prove God's mercy for his people. They also considered the holy place where place was shelter them in case the people meant to lay hands upon them. God actually did appear at once and said to them, hasten from this place, my children. Hasten from this place, my children die of thirst, and you have nothing better to do than to mourn the death of an old woman. He then bade Moses to speak unto the rock that he may give forth water. Now he told him to speak unto the rock, but impress upon them the command to bring forth neither honey nor oil out of the rock, but water only. No, because that's how we're going to be fed and stuff. No, and all I tell you what's going to happen, man. When everything, they don't have nothing, we're going to have stuff. Yes, we're going to have honey. And come on, bro, I told you the dream when they had that famine. They had nothing but bread and honey and butter in the famine. That's how you know it's a famine. That's the only thing they're going to have. Anyway, this was proof that God's power, who can pour out of the rock not only such liquids as they are contained in it, but water too, that neither otherwise issues from a rock. He also ordered Moses to speak to the rock, but not to smite it with his rod. For God said, the marriage of them that sleep in the cave will Machpelah suffer the cause that the children to receive water out of the rock. Suffice the cause of the children, because our father them are still alive. Y'all think the people are dead, but the people are still alive. And they monitor what's going on with us. Yes, we do. Because God made promises unto them. Because we are covenant people, we are people of the narrative. So when I hear people like Clapper down and all of them talking that foolishness, man, it gets tough. Because, we think we are doing all this for nothing. Okay. Moses then fetched out the tabernacle, the holy rod, which is the infallible name of God, and accompanied by Aaron, but took himself to the rock to bring out water out of it. On the way to the rock, all Israel followed him, halting at any rock by the way, fastened that they might fetch water out of it. The brothers now went about inciting the people against Moses, saying, don't you know that the son of Aaron had once been Jethro's shepherd? That's his father-in-law. All right. Well, Jethro was Reu, and Reu was a counselor to Pharaoh. And on the day when they wanted him to pass judgment on to kill Israel. But he told him, said, why don't you, no, he told him everything they had done to us, said, why don't you just leave those people alone? Send them away, leave them alone. That we told him. But he didn't do it. I read the book of Joshua. And so, but he didn't do that. And he got upset with Jethro on his ruling and everything. So he just took up, he took the stick of Joseph, the one I got behind, Well, that represents the stick of Joseph. And so he took it and left. So when Moses had stayed 10 years in his jail cell, Zipporah, his daughter, fed him. He told Zipporah about Moses and everything. He said, funny how a man that don't suppose to have food and water still alive, something like that. And then he let him out the next day. Oh, they had a lot of support. So he had a lot of men coming around wanting to marry Zipporah. And so he had stuck the stick and Joseph in the ground. And he told him, say, so when they came around, he told him, say, all you gotta do is pick that stick up out of the ground, then you can marry, just like that. Yeah, you can have it, you can stick it. So what happened was he went over there. He went over there and nobody could do it. Then one day Moses, praying in the garden, saw the stick and just went over there and picked it up out of the ground. That's what happened. Go read it. It's a testimony. Go read it. Oh, you watching too much television, man. It didn't go down like that. All right. Anyway, and all shepherds have knowledge of the places in the wilderness that are rich in water. Moses will now try to lead us to such a place where there is water. And then he will cheat us and declare that he had caused the water to flow out the rock. Israel people. If he actually is able to bring forth water out of rocks, then let them fetch it out of any one of the rocks upon which we fix, which God had told him to do it. Moses could easily have done this. God said to him, let them see the water flow out the rock that they have chosen. When on the way to the rock, he turned around and perceived that instead of following him, they stood about in groups around different rocks. Each group around some rocks favored by it, but he commanded them to follow him to the rock upon which he had fixed. There I am said, we demand that thou bring water out of the rock we have chosen. And if thou wilt not, we do not care to fetch water out of another rock. There's a lot going on with that because, man, when you thirsty, you know, we're rock. You don't care, man. Go on. I don't care where you go at this. Let me get some water. No, but, man, Lord God, when Moses had to deal, when you start reading about all the things that Moses had to go through with these people. Now, we just talk about what Moses had to go through, but think about God, the Lord God, how he been going through this with us. Man, Father Adam wasn't like you say, Father Adam did done one sin, but he was with Father Adam through everything he had went through. Then on top of that, he still watched over us. Then with Cain, then we went down off our holy mountain, got involved with the demons and the devils and the giants, and they was eating us and everything. Yeah, I read that this morning, man. And the giants when they ran out of food, because I read that to you, them two brothers, all the food and stuff they ate every day. And then when it came to us, started eating us, drinking our blood, eating us like we were just a little snack, seeing how big they were. All right. So, no, I got a little more time left. No, I've been studying it. I've been, you know, I usually go over 2 or 3 times, but I don't think I might have something else. Because we're supposed to be going back, we're supposed to be going back to, we into this, but basically we live in the messianic age. And so we're getting our power back. And so we live in the age of ungodliness and righteousness growing up at the same time, as Jesus told us. So when we read these things, just more on the blessings that he has given us and the power that we have, because they were so busy worrying about Moses and not knowing that God blesses a pious man, blesses a righteous man. They had mixed multitude with us when we was doing these things. But let me just continue on reading. Throughout the 40 years Moses had striven to refrain from harshly addressing the people, knowing that but a single time he lost patience, God would cause him to die in the desert. On this occasion, however, he was mastered by his rage and shouted at Israel the words, "O you madmen, you stiff-necked ones that desire to teach their teachers, ye that shout upon the ladders, upon the leaders with your arrows, do you think that out of this rock that you have chosen, we shall be able to bring forth water? I vow that I shall let the water flow out of the rock, only that I have chosen." He addressed them with harsh words, not a few among Israel, but all the people. For God had brought the miracle to pass that the small space in the front of the rock held all Israel. A small space in front of the rock held all of them. Man, God knows how to do things, man. Yeah. No, because when I can tell you when I got on the glove above giving a scepter, man, the sky was filled up, but it was like in a small space, and it was there. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. No. No, I'm waiting on God, man. I just warning you right now, but sooner or later, you know, they're gonna say something wrong or out the way. God gonna tell you to do something or tell me to do something. That's his word, because right now I think there are a lot of us just learning, getting deeper and deeper into it. But once we have learned, it's like Jesus. Jesus kept on teaching the disciples, but when his time was come for the go, before he had left, he had given them permission and everything. And then it went out, because right now you probably a lot of y'all don't understand about the word of God and the command of God. I mean, I thought I did, but I didn't. So now I did. You know, you be thinking that you do, but you don't. And then we're just like the pastor preacher teaching you all that. It's not what they say. Man, they're so far from God. That is far from God. All right. Carried away by the anger, Moses still further forgot himself. Instead of speaking to the rocks as God had commanded him, he struck on a rock chosen by himself. And as Moses had not acted according to God's command, the rock did not at once obey. And he sent forth only a few drops of water. So they mocked. The mockers cried. So son of Amram, is this for the sucklings and for them that are weaned from the milk? There are the babies, but that's all was coming out. Moses now waxed angry still, and for a second time he smote the rock. Smote the rock. Smote the rock. And there, he smote it again. And which gushed streams to so mighty that many of his enemies met their death in the currents. That's how much water came out. And at the same time, water poured out the stone and rocks of the desert. Now, know this. No, before before this even happened, I said, man, I was going to hit that rock. I said, you're going to hit that rock, and that water, all that water come out from all the rocks and drown. That's why I said the next thing I read, I said, oh, that did happen. Yeah. God hereupon said to Moses, thou and Aaron believe me not. I forbid you to smite the rock, but thou didst smite it. You sanctified me not in the eyes of the children of Israel, because ye did not fetch water out of any one of the rocks, as the people wished. You trespassed against me when you said, shall we bring forth water out of this rock? And you acted contrary to my command, because you did not speak to the rocks as I had bidden you. Now, stop right there. Because, that's why when you go to Deuteronomy chapter 8, the first thing he tells you about obeying his voice. All right? Well, hopefully you learn about When God says something, all you got to do is really just do it. Yeah, you don't have to be with all that foolishness and because he already commanded it's gonna have to be done. And so that's what these people don't understand. And they don't want you to never find out. No, it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and do all his commandments which I commanded this day. The Lord thy God will set thee up on high above all the nations of the earth. And so, Lord, because that's all he told us. That's all we have to do. Obey his voice and keep his commandments. And so these people come along and they have been changed everything. As when you go to the book of Jubilee, they tell you they were going to change times and seasons and laws and make things come in before the times and 40 seasons and everything. So he told you what they was going to do. And now you know why they was going to do it. Because all we have to do is obey his voice and keep his commandments. And all these things that he said are going to happen unto us, going to happen unto us. All right. No, because you ain't got to do nothing. As I told you, you ain't got to do nothing. Just obey his voice and keep his commandments, keep his holy covenant. Okay, well, just like I heard just the Gladys of one of them talking about how many years they've been into it. You've been into it in all those many years, and you're going to tell me all the many years, and how many people have you healed in all those many years? How many people have you seen healed in all those many years? See? All right, so how many people you turn back and worship the Creator in spirit and truth? No, but you can go in the books and tell you how much money they didn't give him all those many years. He can tell you how many people that joined this church and all of it, and how many people died in this church, how many sick and disease he have in this church right now, who need prayers and everything, how many people partnership with him and all that. Yeah, you keep up with all that because he have no power. God didn't tell him to do that. God didn't tell none of them to do that. See, this is why I told your fathers in the wilderness, obey my voice, keep my commandments. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's it. All right. No. The commandments and the covenant come along with obeying his voice. I just been reading that to you. Man does not live by bread longer by every word that shall come out the mouth of God. Because once God said, that's all we got to do is just do it. All right. I hope that I'm reading this to you, you can get that of it. No, because just like you say, I want to sing Elijah before the break and left the day of the Lord, and he should turn the horse and the children back and forth, the horse back and the children. All right, so all I have to do is go and warn you, all right, and then tell you about your father and show you about your father. Eventually, going to come to pass. Now, only a remnant going to return, so we know that. All right, then I tell you, go to Horeb. And so in Horeb, as we read now about the blessings and the curses and the things that happen on Horeb. All right. Oh, man, keep telling about the power you have and how blessed people we are. Because when you go into the blessings and curses, we are blessed with. As long as we live a pious, once again, as long as we live a pious and holy life, we are blessed. All right. Anyway. No, that's why the people don't, that's what you don't understand now, why the people trying to give you this vaccine and head you off and all like that. Because they know once you get that power, what's going to happen. You know, you talk about, listen, we're not talking about our Father John or just the 12 disciples and those who they came in contact with having the power. We talk about Israel scattered throughout the whole corner of earth. And as they repent, then other people that are with them that take hold of Jacob's arm, they're going to have that power also. And people be so afraid of us. You watch. You watch. Because Jesus said it. Once he said it, it's going to happen. All right. That's the word of God. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. No, Aaron believed me not, I forbid to smite the rock, but thou didst smite it. You sanctified me not in the eyes of the children of Israel, because you did not fetch the water out in one of the rocks, as the people wish. You trespassed against me when you said, should we bring forth water out of this rock? And you act contrary to my command, because you did not speak to the rock as I had bidden you. See? Because they already gave the command, all you had to do was just do it. I vow, therefore, that ye should not bring this assembly into the land which I have given thee, not until the Messianic time should you two lead Israel to the Holy Land. God furthermore said to Moses, now I gotta stop there because that's what he's talking about right now. As I'm reading this to you, he leading us back. We live in the Messianic times, and he's leading us back to the Holy Land. Okay. Well, if you don't get it, all right. No. Anyway, because whatever they told us to do, we're doing it. And whatever our Father Moses told us to do, are we not doing it now? Now I found out more about Father Aaron, what he was doing, man, for his penance from having made the golden calf. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I vow, therefore, you should not bring this assembly to the land which I have given thee, not until the Messianic time shall ye two lead Israel to the Holy Land. God furthermore said to Moses, thou shalt have learned from the life of Ishmael, they have greater faith in me. I begged the well to spring up for him, even though he was only a single human being, on account of the marriage of his father Abraham. How much more then hast thou the right to expect, thou who couldst refer to the marriage of the free patriarchs? That's what we can do right now. And as well as to the people, not as well to thy people's own, but they accepted the Torah and obeyed my commandments. And that's who we are. We are people of an inheritance. We told the Most High that we're going to accept the Torah and we're going to obey his commandments. Did not we do that? All right. Yeah, even from that, from thy own experience shall thou have drawn greater faith in my will to aid Israel. When Rep Handem, thou didst say to me, they be almost ready to stone me. Did I not to reprehend them? That thou say to me, they be almost ready to stone me. Did not I reply to thee, why dost thou accuse my children? Yeah, because we are his children. No, but the people want to think something else, that them Jewish people, they are his children. That's a lie. They are not Israel. God with the rod before the people, and thou shalt God with thy rod before the people, thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it. If I wrought for them miracles such as these, but they had not yet accepted the Torah, and did not yet have faith in me, should thou not have known how much more I would do for them now? No, because that was before you smoked the rock and everything, before when we left Egypt, before we had accepted the Torah and the water came out. But after we accept the Torah, after we accept the law and the commandments, is a whole different story. As right now today. All right, and then when all the law was about waiting for Jesus to come. So when the law of God came, we became all of the sacrifice. We became everything. Go read the Shepherd of Hermas, man. And it teaches you all that we have to do. And how we have become all perfect, even as our Father in heaven is perfect. But they don't want you to let you know that. And we have that oneness with the Most High. All right. Anyway. No, because the more I tell you, look like the Father, the more I tell you, look like the Father, these people trying to continue on, beat you down, tell you different lies. They got it every day. 24 hours. 24 hours, 7 days a week, it never goes off. It's like everything you turn on. Yeah, everything really is. But it's not so much you can expect the heathen to do these things. But when you see Israel itself, not so much you can expect Esau, Edomite children doing this thing, but Israel itself is the main ones that keep you deceived, keeping feeding you these lies and slandering the truth. God take the wise in their own craftiness. Once again, God taking the wise in their own craftiness. He had long before this decree that Moses died in the desert. Yeah, no, because I read more. And so the more I read, uh, wait a minute. No, I'm on something different. I gotta go back. No, when you get deeper into it, you see that what God was doing. He tells you what He was doing. And like I just been read, His thought, our thoughts are not like His thoughts, His ways, right? Our ways are not like His ways. So that's what He's showing us. No, because that's where this comes from. That's where when you read Isaiah chapter 55, everything comes from somewhere. It's not just hanging out there on its own. All right. He had long before this decree that Moses died in the desert. Moses' offense in Kadesh was only a pretext God employed that He might not seem to be unjust, but had Moses himself. But He gave to Moses himself the true reason why He did not permit him to enter the promised land, saying, "What a pretense we done to thy glory, if thou wert to lead into the land a new generation, after thou hast laid out of Egypt 60 midrists and buried them in the desert." People would declare that the generation of the desert had not shared in the future world. I repeat it. People would declare that the generation of the desert has no share in the future world. Therefore, stay with them, that at their head that thou mayest after the resurrection enter to the promised land. Moses now said to God, "Thou didst decree that I die in the desert, like the generation of the desert that angered thee. I implore thee, write in thy Torah wherefore I have been thus punished, that the future generation may not say as have been like the generation of the desert." And so that's what we're saying right now, that Moses was not like the generation of the desert. Are we not saying that? All right. Because all that was prophecy, we see all these prophecies that come to pass. But the prophecy on us getting our power and being revived and restored and cast out to the four corners of earth as burning fire and burning flame, we don't want to believe that. Then you have people like Clifford Dow, T.D.J., that's the plan, and Jim Hagan, guys, and all of them come and tell you and feed you all type of foolishness. And you'll believe that instead of believing who you are, what type of power you have. And these people are nothing but all the agents of the devil, and that the devil are over them. Come on, man, you read that. Testament of Solomon, paragraph, I'm not going to read it. Testament of Solomon, paragraph 27, go read it for yourself. All right. And people declared that the generation of devil had no share in the future world. Therefore, stay with them, that the head that thou mayest after resurrection into the promised land. Moses now said to God, "Thou hast decreed that I die in the desert like the generation of the desert that angered thee. I implore thee, write thy Torah wherefore I have been thus punished. The future generation may not say I have been like the generation of the desert." God granted this wish. And in several passages of the scripture set forth what had really been the offense on account of which Moses had been permitted for entering the promised land. It was due to the transgression of the rock of Kadesh, where Moses failed to sanctify God in the eyes of the children of Israel. And God was sanctified by allowing justice to take its course without the respect of person and punishing Moses. Hence, this place was called Kadesh sanctity. Kadesh, what means sanctity. And in Mishpat, fountain of justice, because on the spot judgment was passed upon Moses, and by this sentence God's name was sanctified. No, because we're in the Holy Bible, we're reading the same thing. Glory to the same. I've been reading that for years, glory to that for many years. No, not I read it, but then listen to other people go to take that for the same years about Moses struck the right rock twice, and he wasn't supposed to know. You're only supposed to struck it once. Come to find out, he wasn't supposed to strike it at all. He was just supposed to tell the water, the rock, bring forth water. See? And so the same lies have been regurgitating all these many years, not knowing. As the water been the occasion for the punishment of Moses, God did not say that which he had created on the second day of the creation was good. But on that day he created water. And that which brought about Moses' death was not good. No. Because we know what water did also. Did not water destroy the whole world. All right then. Same thing will happen then. The water going to turn into fire. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If the death due for Moses upon this occasion was very severe punishment, entirely out of proportion to his offense, then still more so was the death destined for Aaron at the same time. He had been guilty of other offenses than the journey of Moses in his transgression, and who sojourns a transgression. And who sojourns a transgressor is as bad as transgressing himself. So I gotta stop there. Because I'm telling you about these pastors and preachers, they are transgressing. And the people in that church out there journey themselves to the transgressor. I was there too, I didn't know this either. And I didn't know I know I wasn't doing nothing right. I knew that part. All right, but I didn't know that when I went in that church house, up under them themselves, and didn't want wiggle it before, and I became 2-4 E-West, they were as no, that's where I am. Them people are wicked right now. You go in there with them people will shoot you down dead. They'll get mad, I'm gonna kill him. And they're supposed to be no, they're Christian folk, they can do that. They're Christian, they're not holy, they're not righteous, they're not innocent, they're all of Christian. Seventh-day Adventists, all of them. Yeah, all of them the same. Oh, they smoke, they drink, do everything. And then on the top of it, those are Christians. All right? Oh, those that they say they serve God, but they serve him not. They have no knowledge and wisdom to understand. All right. Anyway, no, because just like when you go to the hospital, the doctor tell them that, well, you got kidney failure, you got liver failure, and everything. All right, then they're in the church house all the time and doing everything for the pastor, preaching, teaching. And every time God said, Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. And now you say that you obey my voice, keep the commandment, you'll be healed, you'll be blessed, you'll be made whole. All right. Then the other part, tell them, say, well, if you don't obey my voice, keep my commandment, these plagues, these infections, these plagues, infection, pestilence, hound you till you die. But they don't believe that. Why? Because the pastor, preacher, and teacher teaching them something different else. They're teaching them lies. The pastor, preacher, and teaching themselves under that curtis too, just like Clef Dollar, preaching all them lies and everything, but yet still you had what you're going to return unto. Oh, you had cancer. Then you got Rob Cross the same way. But God give it just like he gave me the season then, hoping that I'll repent. Oh man, why these things happen to me? I'm in a church, I'm doing this there, and now seeking out why these things will truly happen so you can truly repent. But they're not going to do that. They're running behind houses, money, land, cars, women, everything, all the pleasures of this life. Yeah. And then they have you running behind. And you're going to be punished also along with that transgressor. All right, well, I'm a liar there. Lord forgive me. I said I would stop saying that also. Because that's what they say. Oh, he lied, he ain't telling the truth. Well, let's find out then. On this occasion that you know, let's see what he said. All right. The death doing for Moses upon occasion was very severe punishment, entirely out of proportion to his offense. Then still more was the death destined for Aaron at the same time. For he had been guilty of other offenses than that of journeying Moses at his transgression. And whoso journeys a transgressor is as bad as the transgressor himself. See? Yeah. And when you look at it, all of them look just like. I looked at George Myers this morning. Bride died, she got a vein there trying to hide up her little bald spots and all that. Yeah, because she didn't keep on dyeing her hair, keep on hiding braids and all that. And from experience. Yeah, because I put that dye in my head, see my hair and stuff. I already got that. Then I had a rash that went one end to the other end on my head. Yeah, man. Oh, that was God way of punishment. But I learned something. Learned not to do it, and I know who all doing it, what's going to happen to them also. Yeah, because a lot of women, they go to beautify, then when they get up in age, they find their hair thinning, they don't stop. Nah, they put weave in their hair, oh girl, I gotta look good. Instead of next thing you know, they got a bald head, chest tight, but they don't see it that way. No, they don't see it, then they don't never stop. Then when they cut the hair, stop for a little while, as soon as the hair start growing back to the beauty parlor, starting all over again. God, their hair looks so good, so thick and so full when it stopped there. Yeah, man, I used to watch my mom here to think my hair white. Oh, my mom hair was so white. Oh, yeah. Just telling you. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh, y'all, man, y'all can be punished. The transgressor who is joined, so, no, at his transgressor, Moses at his transgression, and who sojourn the transgression is bad as the transgressor himself. On this occasion, that usually Aaron showed his absolute devotion and his faith in God's justice, that he might have said, I have not sinned. Who am I to be punished? But we know, oh, we read the book of Ecclesiastes, I can't say Ecclesiastes, in the Apocrypha, because it might be in Wisdom book or one of those books. They tell you that no man can go before the Lord and say, I have not sinned. No. Because all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. I have not sinned where I am. Why am I to be punished? But he conquered himself and put up no defense, wherefore Moses greatly praised him. Yeah. All right. No, that's it for that. No, we got somewhere else to go. Now, we got a few minutes. Because we are covenant people. All right. And we are people of inheritance. And so our fathers them left all this. So when I hear somebody talk about Old Testament has been done away with, the old covenant has been done away with, we under the new covenants and all that foolishness. Now I can say, man, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now at one time, I've been in church, I was clapping, oh, say, hey, man, bro, that's the truth, all like that. It's been on my way to hell and punishment as long as he had. But God, and God showed me different. So, no, because I repented. That's why I'm telling y'all to repent. Get out of that foolishness, man. God is not going to, all right, God is not going to, oh, because a lot of people think, oh, God ain't going to do me nothing. I had to pray for God all these many years, and I done this for God. No, bro, you're doing it all for yourself. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. No, because these people, you are Israel, you're God's chosen people. Or you have taken hold of Jacob's garment, and y'all some special people. And y'all have power from up on high that y'all don't even know about. Just like I told y'all about the frankincense and myrrh. When God first started showing me the burning frankincense and myrrh. And so when I burned that in the morning, boy, I get so tired of sleeping and have to go back to sleep. And next thing you know, I'm having dreams. I'm having visions. All right, so that's why I told you. Man, come to find out, it's more to it than that, because during the time when the demons was attacking, I told you about that. Yeah, the demon was attacking me so bad. Oh, but now I know why death is so mad with me, because one time I wasn't burning breakfast in the first. I wasn't. Then I started burning it. So when I was over there in Jamaica, I was burning it then. Oh, so he had a shot then. Angel of death, but I wasn't afraid. I wasn't. No, last time me and him got into it, well, last time I saw him, yeah, he was coming to tell me that a friend of mine's sister was dying, had been passed. I didn't know. No, because that's what it's about. That you have dreams, visions, stuff. They don't want to never let you know what type of power you have. Because when we was in our land, we had dreams and visions, and we knew exactly what they meant. Because our people have raised up, just like when I was coming up here, a lot of people could read, my aunts, my uncles and stuff, but they wouldn't tell no child that would, different thing like that. But over time, you hear about certain things, like the fish dream, if you see somebody getting married, that's death. See somebody dying, that's, all stuff like that. But they never get too deep into it. So I went out here with dreams, then I would go listen to YouTube and all that and see what they tell you with their dreams and vision and everything, but that's not necessarily so. No, that's not necessarily so. So over the time, God just started showing me, especially when I went to the Shepherd Harness, I found out a whole lot about dreams and visions. Yeah. Oh, but then as I go along, he showed me what different dreams and visions mean. Okay. Well, anyway, because a lot of stuff that I see the serial killer. Yeah, but in one of my videos, one of the dream videos, they had a serial killer, and I asked for the policeman, the regular, city police or whatever, to come help me. And they wouldn't help me, so I had to go get some army men to help me. And we found the serial killer. And then now we found one. I said, don't leave yet, because we found one of the bodies that they killed. And we found him. We found a body. Might have been two bodies. I said, no, don't leave yet. We got some more now. Take and go up in the ceiling, knock the ceiling down, and then more bodies. Yeah, so I didn't know what, because plagues and stuff, that's serial killers. Is it not a serial killer, the plagues? All right, pestilence, dirt, all them serial killers, yeah. So I had a lot of those type of dreams. No, I told them in my video, because you got people a lot of times, when I tell dreams and visions, I might not even know nothing about it, but got people that know what these things mean. So I just put it out there. But just like other people, when I listen to their dreams and visions, they think it means something. I say, no, that don't mean that. Yeah, you could tell one of theirs before they could know what one of mine means. Yeah. Anyway, Esau, no, because they had, nah, man, come on, bro, my time going by. When God used to send me this about a little snippet, and I know, yeah, he sent me a snippet to make sure that I know what that dream meant. When he wanted me to know something, God, no, he doesn't waste nothing, boy. And it'd be just a little short scene, and I'll know everything. Yeah. Esau arrived after a delay of 4 hours. No, because we're going back over it, because we're about to get into the type of blessings. I know I went over this once before, our blessings. All right, but now we're about to get into when our father Jacob had left. When they getting our blessings there, and our father Jacob had left because Esau wanted to kill him. All right. Esau arrived after a delay of 4 hours. So Satan had Esau out there for 4 hours. In spite of all his effort he had put forth, he had not succeeded in catching any game. And he was compelled to kill a dog and prepare his flesh for his father's meal. He killed a dog and prepared it for his father. Now, what type of son is that? But we know that Esau even with it. Oh, you'll see. No, because all that he's doing is going to happen unto him. All right. Hopefully this week, we'll start getting into how it was when that dirt came, when Father Elijah called for the drought on the land. All right, because that's what y'all understand. That's where y'all going at, and y'all need to repent. But once that drought hit, man, it's going to get bad. All right. He had not succeeded in catching any game. He was compelled to kill a dog and prepare his flesh for his father's meal. At this had made Esau ill-humored. And when he bade his father partake of the meal, the invitation sounded harsh. Let my father rise, he said, and eat of his son's venison. Jacob, now when you go to read the Holy Bible, they make you think that he had really went out there and caught the venison and prepared for his father. Now this book telling you the truth. Yeah, it goes into detail that he caught a dog and fixed it for his father. All right. No, because we're going to keep on reading. It's going to show you that this is the truth. All right. Jacob spoke differently. He had said, arise, I pray thee, and sit and eat of my venison. The farther words of Esau terrified Isaac greatly. His fright exceeded that which he had felt when his father was about to offer him a sacrifice. And he cried out. Yeah, all right. So when father Abraham was about to sacrifice him, it's terrified. Yeah, but that's what it sounds like. The words of Esau terrified Isaac greatly. His fright exceeded when he had felt when his father was about to offer him as a sacrifice. And he cried out, who then is he that had been the mediator between me and the Lord, and making the blessing reach Jacob? Now understand, so because there was the Lord, you read the book of Joshua and tell you that was the Lord who brought all this about. And we see now why he brought it about. No, there's another thing going on. The Lord God told you that that he was putting a stumbling block before all these pastors and preachers. He told you what was going to happen to them in the last days and how they was going to be exposed. And so now they're being exposed, and people still want to hold on to them. And Lord God already told them that he's going to make a liar out of all of them. And so now he's doing it. Yeah, because they refuse to hearken here and take their time and start reading and studying. And God said, I didn't send them people. So now you see that God didn't send them. All right. All right, well, let's continue on. Oh, that was God. Words meant to imply that he had suspected Rebekah and him instigated Jacob's act. Isaac alone was caused. No, I was going to read this anyway. But when Clefo Down come down and talk about we're not a people of inheritance and all like that, and we're not covenant people, and we don't have to keep the old covenant on the man. Oh, man, that really got to me. Yeah, it really got to me. But after a while, God reminded me of my deeds and my sins and everything. And you know, that had a way of calming you down. Yeah, but we know that one day that ain't gonna work. Just like with Moses. Yeah. Isaac's alarm was caused by him seeing hell at the feet of Esau. Because that's what we do. Man, I have those quick visions. As soon as I lay down my eyes, God shows me something. Minute, yeah. Within that few little minute or so, yeah, I hear an audible voice, I see something. Just that phase. Isaac's alarm was caused by him seeing hell at the feet of Esau. Scarcely had entered the house when the walls thereof began to get hot on account of the nearness of hell. Now I gotta stop there because just like I said, in that bathroom, boy, that water behind the walls there, they was filled up with that water. And the people came out of that water, came out of that wall, and people with it. Yeah, God showed me that. But so Esau nearness to hell. Scarcely had entered the house when the walls began to get hot on account of his nearness to hell. So I saw the water, which he brought along with him. Isaac could not be explained. What does it say? Explain. Isaac could not but explain, who will be burnt down yonder? who will be burned down yonder? I or my son Jacob? The Lord answered him, neither thou nor Jacob, but the hunter. Yeah, because a lot of times they tell you about the hunter, they always talk about Nimrod the hunter. Now you find out there's another hunter. All right. Esau, we're in this captivity throughout the four corners of the world under Esau. All right. Isaac told Esau that the meat set before him by Jacob had marvelous quality and savior that one desired it possessed. It was even endowed with the taste of the food that God would grant the pious in the world to come. No, because that's why, look what power that we had. That is still with us right now today. That's why you have dreams and vision and everything. Because we have never, that's a part of our inheritance, right? To see the future, know, but we have to live a pious and holy life as our fathers and them did. And so he's showing us that what type of life we have to live. But you listen to these people and everything, they make you say, well, you got to go put money in the church house. You got to come to this prison house day and night and all that. And then you don't have no power. On top of that, you're on your way to hell with that transgressor. I read all that to you. All right. Anyway, no, I'm just telling you. Yeah. That's what he said. A savior, one that desired to possess, and even endowed the taste of the food that God will grant the pious in the world to come. All right. Oh, because that's what you're telling, what they're telling you, and what's really going to happen. I know not, he said, what the meat was, but I had only to wish for bread and it tasted like bread. A fish, a locust, or fresh animals, and salt, and had the taste of any dainty one could wish for. Right? And so, oh, tell you how it's going to be. Man, come on, bro. Like sometimes now I eat certain foods and I want to have that certain taste and it comes to pass. Yeah, even now. Oh, I ate some, I told you what I ate. I ate some, Alabama. And man, it tastes like fish. Ooh, some of the best fish I ever had. That's what it tasted like. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh, Esau heard the words flesh and began to weep. And he said, to me, Jacob gave no more than a dish of lentils in payment for it took my birthright. So he talking about Jacob gave a part of lentil and didn't give him no flesh. Yeah. No, that's what the high is. When I was out there committing all those acts and things wouldn't go right, no, you don't never think about what you done to make it that way. You never think about that. You don't think about that. But you got to start thinking about that. Because they're gonna go start what? No, because I had to learn instead of blaming someone else. I had to start blaming myself. And that's what I started doing. No, we'll stop blaming everybody else for my woes. And I started taking, I thought, like they say, I started taking blame for my own actions, what there was my own action. Because a lot of times you be in a place and you don't really have to be there, you just desire to be there. And so you went there. And then when things don't go right, stuff go wrong, then you want to blame that person where you at and still blame yourself. Then when all that start getting out your life, you start reading the scriptures and studying the laws and the commandments, see where you truly were wrong. All right. Oh, it tells you that. Anyway. All right. Jacob gave no more than a dish of lentils in payment for when he took my birthright. Now, remember, he sold him the birthright. He didn't take it, it was sold to him. What must he have taken from thee for flesh of animals? Here do Isaac have been in great anguish on account of the thought that he had committed a wrong and given his blessing to his younger son instead of the firstborn. to whom it belongs by law and custom. All right, so the blessing goes to the firstborn by law and custom. But if that person evil and wicked, all right, it's a different story. Okay. But when he heard that Jacob had acquired the birthright from Esau, he said, I gave my blessing to the right one. No, because before God revealed, just like he revealed to us right now, was truly God on. And he warning us why these plagues and these things coming about. They have done all that. Yes, he did. Now, he's showing us why we should turn back into our fathers. And how we inherited everything from our fathers. Now, all the righteousness, holiness, prophetic, dream, visions, prophecy, is showing us everything that we inherited, our land, everything that we inherited from our fathers. Because we are covenant people, we are people of inheritance. Come on, brother, go read the Testament of the 12 patriarchs if you don't believe that. And his dismay, Isaac had, all right, well, go read the book of Joseph and Asenath, and when Asenath became the city of refuge, and the 7 virgins that became the pillar of the 7 of the city of refuge. And if you don't have the whole of the 7 virgins and the 6 principal men, all those are inherited. You cannot enter into the gates that sits up on the rock, man. Go read it. It's right there. And his dismay, Isaac had the intentions of cursing Jacob for having wrestled the blessing from him through cunning. God prevented him from carrying out his plan, but he reminded him that he would be but cursed himself, seeing that his blessing contained the words, cursed be everyone that curses thee. Yeah. No, that's our blessing. That's our blessing right now. Anyone that curses us, they are cursed. All right. But Isaac was not willing to acknowledge his blessing valid as applied to Jacob until he was informed that his second son was the possessor of the birthright. Only then he said, yea, he shall be blessed. And we are blessed. Esau cried with an exceeding great and bitter cry. By the way of punishment for having the cause of such distress, a descendant of Jacob, Mordecai, will also be made cry with a loud cry, with a bitter cry. And his grief was brought forth by the Amalekite, Haman, the descendant of Esau. So we know that, we read on that. And at the words of Esau, thy brother came with wisdom and had taken away thy blessing. Esau spit out in vexation and said, he took away my birthright, and I kept silent. And now he have taken away my blessing. Shall I also keep silent? It's not his right to name Jacob, for he has supplanted me these 2 times. But let's get it right. All right. No, that was it. When he bought the birthright, when our father Jacob bought the birthright, the blessing already magically come to him because he is the firstborn son. That would be the firstborn son. All right. No, we didn't take nothing from none of them. That was ours. Okay. Well, you see, Isaac continued because right now you're under Esau rule all over the world. Romans, the Edomite rule, you're under that all over the world. And you want to know why all these things are happening to you? All right, that's one reason, but the main reason is because of us. You got to stop blaming Esau and Edomite for our wrongdoing. Because the blessings stay, I'll just read the blessing to you. All right. Isaac continued to speak to Esau. Behold, I have made him thy Lord. He is the king, and do what thou wilt. The blessing will still belongs to him. See? All right, so but let's continue. No, because y'all, we are in these lands, and the blessing still belongs to us. But we are blessing him. The Lord God had to bless them to bless us. All right, let's continue on going. Right. The blessing will still belong to him. And all his brothers have given him for slaves. And what slaves possesses belongs to their owner. And so we're slaves, right? All right, so everything we have goes to them. Has it not have been happening that way? All right, well, all this stuff you've been doing, you're still in captivity. Because the only one way you're going to get out of this captivity. There's nothing for it that must be content that thou wilt receive thy bread baked from thy masters. Is that not so? The Lord took it ill of Isaac that he cheered him with such kind words. To my enemy. That's who he is. No, Esau is an enemy of God. Yes, he is. Oh, God told you that. No, say Jacob I love, Esau I hated. So you hate what? Your enemy. Get what they said? Can't do nothing. All right. You approach him, thou say, what shall I do for thee, my son? Isaac replied, oh, that thou might find grace for thee. God, he is a recreate. God, he is a recreate. That's what it says. Isaac, do he not act righteously when he honors his parents? God, in the land of uprightness, will he deal wrongfully? Say, in the land of uprightness, will he deal wrongfully? He will stretch his hand for the days to come against the temple. He did that already, twice. Yeah. Isaac, then let him enjoy much good in this world, that he may not behold the abiding place of the Lord in the world to come. And that's why I tell you, Esau not going to see none of it. Not going to see, because God said he wasn't. Yeah. No. Oh, you're not going to behold. Not going to behold the promised land. You're not going to be able to people over there and see. You're not going to be able to do none of that. All right. When it became plain to Esau that he could not induce his father to annul the blessing bestowed upon Jacob, he tried to force a blessing for himself in an underhand trick. Now he's trying to trick and deceive his father. All right. Oh, he's trying to, man, worry about that lightning thunder. Man, it's not lightning thunder, they're warring. Yeah, the demons up there warring. Because I'm talking against them, I always talk against them. Okay, well, I want to get ready to do whatever they're going to do to me, I'm going to talk against them again. Whatever God put in my mouth, that's what I'm going to tell them. He tried to force a blessing for himself by an underhand trick. You say, oh, that's what's going on now with this vaccine and all that. That's an underhand trick that Satan used Esau to put over the whole world. And y'all don't see that. As thou but one blessing, my father, bless me, even me also, my father. Else it would be said that thou is but one blessing to bestow. See? Now we know, our father, God had already told him that he got to bless a different blessing for each and every one of us. Yes, he does. All right. I mean, hopefully we'll get to it. Yes, he does. Suppose both Jacob and I have been righteous men. Had not then God had two blessings for one for each. See? And Lord himself made reply. Silence. Jacob will bless. Listen to what he said. Jacob will bless the 12 tribes, and each blessing will be different from every other. See? No, I'm just telling you because I had read it before, and I didn't remember where it was at. But I knew, yeah, that's why I keep telling you over and over again. Return and worship your creator in spirit and truth. He have a blessing, especially for you. He have a blessing for each and every one of us, especially. Each stars in heaven have a blessing. The moon has a blessing. The sun has a blessing. The grass have the blessing. The air have the blessing. The dew of ground have a blessing. The hailstones have a blessing. The rain have a blessing. Everything have a different blessing, man. Okay. So when you go read the Testament of 12 Patriarchs, you'll see about the different blessings, different prophecies and everything that we have. Come on, bro. All right. The Lord himself made reply, silence Jacob. Silence. Jacob will bless the 12 tribes, and each blessing will be different from every other. But Isaac felt great pity for his oldest son, and he wanted to bless him. But the Shekinah forsook him, and he had not to carry out what he proposed. The Holy Spirit forsook him. All right. No. Thereupon Esau began to weep. He shed 3 tears. One ran from the right eye, the second from the left eye, and the third remained hanging on his eyelash. God said, this villain cries for his very life. Call him a villain. And he was a villain then, and he's a villain right now today. And a lot of our people, Israel, wants to be every bit like that villain. And that's why God going to judge them and give them everything what that villain have coming to them. And they have already started. The populace. All right. Well, let's continue on. This villain cries for his very life. And shall I let him depart empty-handed? And then he begged Isaac to bless his oldest son. The blessing of Isaac ran thus. Behold, the fat of the earth should be thy dwelling, by which, for what ye meant, greater Greece, Italy, and the dew of heaven from above, referring to that Granberg. And by that sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. But understand this here. No, they didn't alter the names of Greece and Italy, but Bet Gerber. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine what that is. Yeah, I can imagine what it is. I haven't Googled it yet. And by the sword by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. So that's what is going on right now. Well, how you know that Esau, Edomite children, all right, if they pick up a sword and that piece of dirt they call Israel, have not been, no, so they not live by the sword over there. All right, and all other parts of the world where he's at in charge. All right, where he's ruling at, because he's ruling all over the world. Come on, man. You have the children with that white skin. All right. Anyway, no, that's how they look. All right, and then what he said. And so are they not warring all over the world and bringing up wars all over the world? Okay, well, keep watching then. Keep watching. Because they already started. By thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And when he cast off the yoke of the Lord, then shalt thou shake his yoke from off thy neck. Thou wilt be his master. And so that's what happened. No, say but when he cast off the yoke of the Lord, then thou shalt shake his yoke off thy neck, and thou wilt be his master. And so that's what happened. No, we disobey. We're not living a pious and holy life. And that's why we're in this captivity and sin. But once we start back, and that's what all Deuteronomy chapter 28 is about. But you listen to the colorful dollars and all the people, they want to tell what God has done away with it. How God done it with that, and we're in this captivity? How God done away with that, and we're still dying of this pestilence and the seed that he said will cleave unto us, but we don't obey his voice and keep his commandments. How is that so? All right. No, because, man, they angered me this morning. No. But I have to wait. I have to wait till he tells me. But when he tells me, don't worry. Don't worry. No, he will. Eventually, he's going to have to tell me. And then when he tells me, it's going to be too late for them. Because also, he told me, no mercy. So all that's going to happen. 10 plagues have already started, but you got other plagues. The 7 vials, the 7 trumpets. Okay? So we got a whole lot of plagues going to come up on these people. Oh. The reason why he's doing slowly, because he told you I'm not going to leave Israel totally unpunished. Hoping that they repent. Come out these church houses, synagogues, tabernacles, and these religions and these denominations. He's hoping that they return unto the Creator and worship him in spirit and truth. But if they don't, go read the Apostles of Father Paul. I will judge. Yeah, I will judge. But let's continue on. No. So that's why you're in this bondage right now. The blessing which Isaac gave his oldest son was bound to no condition whatsoever. So Esau, they don't have no condition. Whenever he deserved them, whether he deserved them or not, Esau was to enjoy the goods of this world. Now they're not enjoying the goods of this world? Yes, they are. All right. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. Esau was to enjoy the goods of this world. Jacob, blessed and have depend upon his pious deeds. Through them, he would have a just claim upon earthly prosperity. So long we live a pious and holy life. That's just been reading to you that when on Mount Sinai, Mount Horeb, with Father Moses. That was Father Moses trying to teach them over and over again that God is with them. And God would always be with them. But they had to live under the laws and his commandments as our forefathers did before us. And so that's what he was trying to get them to convey to them. Yeah, and that he will always be with them. And that the same power that Moses and Aaron and Miriam had, we could have the same power also as we have right now today. Because we are a nation of inheritance. We are a nation of the covenant. And now you're letting all these people take all that away from you with these lies and half truth. And then when I come along and what God has given unto me, I give it unto you. Come on, bro. Because he told you that. Malachi chapter 3, verse whatever time I get up here, I'll tell you. Yeah. I'll tell you the same thing. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but one day it's going to sink in. Yeah. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. The Lord who seeks shall suddenly come to his holy temple. Even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight. That means you delight in the covenant and the commandments of our Father. And he's sending his messenger to let you know what time it is, and everything has been restored and returned unto you if you live a pious, holy, and righteous life, upright life. Okay? Yeah. I'll send my messenger to prepare the way before. And then we have that. All right? Then the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to the holy temple. And so you're supposed to be seeking out the Lord, but in the only way you're seeking out the Lord, look at the blessings that he has given us, the power he has bestowed upon us. Well, because that's what he said. Look at the blessing our Father Isaac gave us. But Father Abraham gave us blessing. All right, then our Father Isaac gave us blessing. Now we still got the blessing for Abraham. We still got the blessing for Isaac. And then we're going to get the blessing for Jacob. We're going to get the blessing for Moses. And so on and so forth. And we inherit all those blessings till we got up right now today. We live in the Messianic era. And all those blessings, man, did not the Lord God bless us? Man, go read St. John. St. John, I can tell you that, but I know the 19th verse something like that. All right. No, because I haven't read it for such a long time. Because we are truly blessed people. We are people of inheritance. And the people try to get you to relinquish, just like Clefo Dollar and all them. They ain't put no gun to your head. With their sweet speech, get you to relinquish your blessings and start running behind stuff that cannot bless you. Money can't bless you, man. Oh, to buy you another house, another car, another. And then when your people and you get sick, what it can do for you. They're like the people laying up with that COVID disease. All right, so what they got? And what can they do for them? Anyway, hoping that you're born in frankincense and myrrh. So now you find out that it helps to hold off the angel of death. So that's another blessing. That's why Jesus said the Gentiles, they're all over the world, is burning frankincense and myrrh and praying a prayer. Well, I mean, working for me. All right. No, not trusting, not believing in him. I've been burning way before the plague. I might start burning it back in, I'm thinking 2014. I know it's for sure 2015. Because he gave it to me in a dream. I didn't know what it meant. All day I know what it was. All right. Anyway, no, wait a minute. No. Nah, I started burning back in 2005. But I wasn't burning it like I'm burning it now. But I started back burning in 2005. I remember that. Yeah. No, because I learned how to buy it from a roster, a woman. Yeah. And a roster, they used to burn it. And then I started burning it. But I didn't know what it meant. Then the Lord God revealed it all to me. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh, because I had to seek it out. I had to seek it out. It wasn't like something that I could go around and call it. I've been through a lot of changes with it till I got it to the point where I can just order it and then go to another spot and get the. At one time I went to the Catholic church, the Catholic store, because they got a Catholic store. And I went there, they have all that, all different types, all different prices and stuff. But they didn't want me in it. No, it's in on the white side of town. I used to go there, they do their little evil eye and all that, and then you come in there with steel rob something from them. Yeah, I had to go through all that. But thanks to God, because they're gonna pay for all that. Man, all they gonna pay, they already start paying for it. But they want, they making you think that there's this global warming going on. Like I say, they're blaming it on something else, instead of taking their part in it. I can't think of the word right now. Don't come to me. No, all this because the way they have done us, and I know that one day was going to come. All right. The blessing of Isaac came to his older son was bound with no condition whatsoever. Whether he deserved it or not, Esau enjoyed the goods of this world. Jacob's blessing, however, depends upon his pious deeds. Through them, he would have a just claim upon the earthly prosperity. Isaac thought Jacob Jacob is a righteous man. He would not murmur against God, though he should come to pass that suffering be inflicted on him in spite of his upright life. No suffering there, because when we got to Egypt and everything, already a lot of people weren't living our pious and holy life. It wasn't. And then there was easily influenced about the mixed multitude that was with us, because they went and started serving the golden calves and stuff. All right. No, as I go more into reason, Moses, they tell you, because the mixed multitude that caused a whole lot of pains and suffering. But God is a God of all and not just a God of one. Of all the righteous and pious people all over the world, that's who he is. All right. So Jacob is a righteous man. He will not murmur against God, though it should come to pass that suffering be inflicted upon him in spite of his upright life. But that reprobate Esau, if he should do a good deed or pray to God or not be heard, he will say, as I prayed to the idols for naught, so in vain do I pray to God. And that's what he got y'all doing now. Esau got y'all, no, I was doing it also, praying to these idols. Yeah, he was praying to these idols. And not gonna happen. So he telling the same thing. Man, you going on serve and worship God and pray to God, ain't nothing gonna happen. But you're not living the life. When you pray to God, you're not living a pious and holy life. That's what I was doing. No, I was in the church, I was living a Christian life. I could do all the sin and everything I want, run behind money, chase behind the things of the world, chase behind the idols of this world, and go at home at night, pray for that sin, and then jump in the bed. And then tomorrow morning, get up and start doing it all over again. Yeah? No. And so that's how you be in that church house. No, because a lot of y'all get tired of doing that, and you be bound into it, and then you want to know, man, I'm doing worse than I was in the Catholic Church. And I'm in this Baptist thing, look like it's the same thing. And it does be worse, really. Yeah. Both of them. You ain't got no business in none of them. None of it. But that's what they're running behind. All right. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm just telling you. Because when I repented with my whole heart, so they pastors and preachers that man, you see them people that repent with their whole heart. They got earrings on their ear, they haven't repented on it with their whole heart. The very time you see them, they got on different frying rings, they haven't repented with their whole heart. If they don't have their tattoos covered up, they're not repenting with their whole heart. They got fingernail, toenail, power thing, they haven't repented with their whole heart. I'm just telling you. And so you see a lot of them, they got the commercial coming on, and they haven't repented with the whole heart. They stand up in that pulpit with fine raiment on it, huffed up and proud, and then ask you, come partnership with me, give me your money, give me your, buy my book, buy my CDs, buy my album I just made, or buy the album of my, no. They haven't repented with the whole heart. And they're going to pay for that because like I just finished reading, the transgressor and him that follows the transgressor, both of them on their way to hell. All right. All right. For this reason did Isaac bestow an unconditional blessing upon Esau. Because Esau just no good. He's right. Just like God said, they're even wicked person. All right. Well, oh, no, I mean, we're catching up. We're catching up. We'll be caught up with Isaac. No, we'll be caught up with Jacob when he meets when he gets to Levan. That's when we'll be caught up with Jacob. There, when we get to Levan and he gets to yeah, that's when we caught up with him. And then we can then Joseph. No, because that's where we're at, the son of Jacob. Then we can just switch and just go straight to, because they got a lot more. And it's about, like I say, it's about your power, bro. Let's see where we at. So we had and we went to Simeon. We had Levi. All right, the ascension of Levi. All right, we're the ascension of Levi. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. We're trying, because everything is about the power and everything that our fathers and them have left us. So all our fathers and them, just like he told them, say, just like God told that Jacob was going to give each one of us a different blessing. We have received those blessings. All right, then Moses blessed us, man. Anyway, when it was disclosed that to Levi that he was about to die, he gathered all his children around him to tell them the story of his life. Now he prophesied unto them what they would do. So he prophesied unto them what they would do and what will happen to them until the judgment day. Yeah, all our fathers did this. All right, so this Levi telling what's going to happen unto us until judgment day. We were pasturing in the flocks in Abel Meholah. Say Abel Meholah. I would say Mahola. The spirit of understanding of the Lord came upon me. And I saw all mankind how they corrupt their ways, and the injustice build up walls for himself, or for herself. That injustice build up walls for herself, and piety sit enthroned upon the towers. And I felt no, because if you really think about this, no, the walls that they built, well, they got a wall that over there that's built with untempered mortar, the Wailing Wall. All right, that's a wall with untempered mortar. Come on, man, still put mortar in it, and they put the prayers in it. Their prayers. All right, so that's not right. Okay, well, let's continue on there. All right. No, because he's telling you right then that injustice build up walls for itself, and the piety sit enthroned upon the towers. And so then these tower buildings and high rises and everything, they corrupt. All right, and they enthrone themselves. And I felt grieving over the generation of men. And I prayed to the Lord to save me. Sleep enshrouded me. I beheld a tall mountain. And lo, the heavens opened, and the angels of God addressed me and said, Levi, enter. So he was having out of body experience. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. All right. I entered the first heaven, and I saw a great sea hanging, and farther on No, I saw it. I saw a great city. And further on, I saw a second heaven, brighter and more resplendent than the first. And I said to the angel, why is this so? And the angel said to me, marvel not at this, but thou shalt see another heaven, brilliant beyond compare. And when thou hast ascended thither, thou shalt stand near the God, near the Lord. Thou shalt be his minister, and declare his mysteries unto men. And of the Lord's portion shall be thy light, and he shall be thy field and vineyard and fruits and gold and silver. Yeah. So he's going to be a minister of the Lord. That's what Levi does. But Levi, they got, Levi is in a bad shape. But he's going to repent. Yeah, he's going to repent. But let's continue on. Because listen what he said. His minister and declare his mysteries to men. So that's what Levi is doing. Yeah, even right now, and I'm reading this right now, because before I read this, I knew what it said about the heavens, but them telling you and you reading it for yourself is two different things. The angels explain the uses of the different heavens to me, and all that happened in each, and he proclaimed the judgment day. He opened the gates of the third heaven, where I beheld the holy temple, and God seated upon the throne of glory. The Lord spake to me, Levi, upon thee have I bestowed the blessing of the priesthood, until I come and dwell in the midst of Israel. So that's what he's doing. Oh, he's coming, no, dwell. That means he's not going to leave. He's going to be with us. All right. And he's going to be in the midst of us. And the angel carried me back to earth and gave me a shield and a sword, saying, execute vengeance on Shisham for Dana, and I will be with thee, for the Lord has sent me. Now remember, when the Lord sends you, you don't have to worry about it, because he's going to take care of everything. Yes, he will. But understand this, no. He gave, I hope you got your sword and a shield. Like I told you the other day, I got a couple of swords, a couple of shields. I got many swords. All right. Oh, got many swords. Execute vision upon Shisham. All right. Oh. I asked the angel what his name was, and he replied, I am the angel that intercedes for the people of Israel, that it may not be destroyed utterly. But every evil spirit attacks it. And that's what you're being attacked now by, evil spirit with this vaccine and stuff. But you don't see it. All right? Because a lot of y'all running behind everything of Esau, everything of the heathen, everything of your enemy, everything of Satan. That's what you're doing. Everything of that statue. What is God and what's made out of silver, gold, iron, and brass? All right, wood and stone. Made out all that. That's what you're running behind. So you can't see it. That you're being attacked. Oh, every evil spirit attacked us. Is that not? Well, every evil spirit that attacked us, then why are we still in this captivity, going through the same thing that we're going through? And Father Abraham told you, said, now 7th generation will be ill-treated, enslaved and ill-treated. Is that not even wickedness? Because every time we just be disobedient, don't obey his voice, he turns us over until the evil inclination, until the evil spirits, until the spirits of vengeance. Put it that way. All right. We'll find that in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39. When I awoke, I betook myself to my father, and on the way near Jebal, I found a brass shield, such as I had seen in my dream. Then I advised my father, my father and my brother Reuben to bid his sons Hamor circumcise himself. For I was quivering with the rage on account of the abominable deed that I had done. And I saw Shisham first of all, and the son Simon slew Hamor. He haven't gotten his E yet, I don't know. And all my other brothers came and destroyed the whole city. Now father took this in ill part, and his blessing he remember our conduct, although we did a wrong thing in acting thus against his wishes. Yet I recognize it to be the judgment of God upon the people of Shechem on account of their sins. I said to my father, be not wroth, my Lord, for God will exterminate the Canaanites through this, and he will give the land to thee and thy seed after thee. Henceforth Shechem will be called a city of imbecile. For as a fool is mocked at, so have we made a mockery of them. No, because they're over there in that land right now. And you can change the name all you want and do everything you want, but they're ignorant and disobedient, imbecile people in there, ignorant people in there. That's what it's going to be. Because they don't belong in that land. You got some Israel people in that land, you got some true Jews, but they know they don't go to know. So that's why a lot of them going to be destroyed. Only the remnant. Only the remnant. We journeyed to Bethlehem and been abiding there for 70 days. Another vision was forsake me. Like unto the form, I saw 7 men clad in white, and they spake to me, saying, rise up and array thyself in the priestly garments. Set that crown of righteousness upon thy head, and put on the ephod of understanding and the robe of truth, and the mitre plate of faith, and the mitre of dignity, and a shoulder piece of prophecy. So all those things we had. That's why we are made priests. Jesus done that. Yes, he had. When he came down and he brought all this to us. Jesus did. Okay. No. Lord God, that's what he did. Man, go read book of Revelation. See, every time you overcome something, this is what I give you. All right, he gave me, the shoulder piece of prophecy. So he gave me an eye salve that I may see. Man, he gave me the breastplate. Man, God gave me all this. Yep, he gave me all of that. And each of them, because when I saw that woman, what the ephod in the hand, I'm saying it's a woman, but the ephod in the hand told me the curse, showed me the curse that had gone over the whole earth. That's what she had in her hand. All right. Oh, you see it with that? That is for you. All right. Oh, the priestly garments. I hope y'all got your white garments. All right. The righteousness. Man, I got a turban. I got a binding. I got a shawl. Okay, well, anyway, let me continue on. Because that's what God wants you to give you all the things. Go read the book of Revelation. As you overcome, he gives you this thing. But go read the shepherd of hermits. Each of the men brought a garment unto him, and vested means that what? That's faith. Now you remember it's 8 garments. Did I get to that yet? I didn't get to it. All right, it's 8 garments. 8 garments. Right? Each man brought a garment unto me, and vested me that what? And spake, henceforth be the priest of the Lord, thou and thy seed unto eternity. So that's an everlasting blessing. That's another thing I give a clap with now. Yeah, he thinks he's blessing us, but now those covenants are everlasting covenants. No, I don't know who you're trying to please. Oh, well, yes, he's trying to please his master, because I see him holding up both 3-6 signs in both hands and trying to, because that's what they be doing. When you listen to preachers and all that these days, they're doing sorcery, incantation, and they be, I know you don't think so, but they be casting out spells. Yes, they do it. You just don't think so because they got that tag on them like they preachers and they righteousness and priests and stuff. But listen to them. Well, don't listen to them every day. Because really, you're supposed to be listening. Because he told Azazel, listen, Father Abraham, Joel, our holy angel, told him, said, don't listen to Azazel. Don't answer him, because God had given him will and way. And all will answer him falls under the will and way. All right, but that's why I'm telling you what he said. All right. No, if you're strong enough, go do it. Because if you obey the voice, keeping this holy command, holy covenant, none have no power. All right. Because I heard him this morning and said, man, don't you know we're covenant people, we're people of inheritance, and those are everlasting covenant, everlasting inheritance that our people give us. All right. Anyway, Oh, say, henceforth the priest of the Lord, thou and thy seed unto eternity. And you shall eat all that is lovely to look upon. And the table of the Lord, thy descendants will appropriate for themselves. And from them will come high priests, judges, scholars. For all that is holy will be guarded by thy mouth, by their mouth. Yeah. But we know that he was going to go back in that land and say, well, we're going to get to it. Let me just read. 2 days I was visited by this dream. June and I repaired to our grandfather Isaac, who blessed me in accordance with the words I had heard. Jacob also had a vision, and he saw too that I appointed to be the priest of God, and through me he set apart 10 of his possession to the Lord. And when we established ourselves in Hebron, the resident of Isaac, and our grandfather taught me the law of the priesthood, and admonished me to hold myself aloof from unchastity. Right? Oh, because Jesus taught us how to be priests. Yes, he did. Go read it then. Go read what Jesus taught us. Man, the book of Revelation, man. Now let me go and read them along. Because these people don't want to have nothing to do with Jesus. They hate Jesus. They hate God, as I've been reading that to you. Because they love him, they'd be gladly. I had a gadget this morning. And I had a gadget in the house. And man, I forgot about it. No, I got much money for it. It's a chessboard, a little small one, a little portable one, not that big. And it comes from Radio Shack. Yeah. And so I had it, and I forgot I even had it in there. And boy, the Lord reminded me because I got upset behind, not upset, it angered me for here that was cleft without, turning our people away from our rights, away from our everlasting covenants, our holy and blessed rights, and want us to go along with this Christianity, want us to go along with the Esau Edomite doctrine that we've been going along with all these years, instead of dying of all the diseases. Yeah, so Lord God remind me that I had that in there. I didn't even know. I didn't know. Man, I went and took that thing. I don't care if it's the only one left, but it worked so much. I went and took that stuff and threw it in the trash. Yeah, that's what I did, man. No, because I let nothing stay in the way of my soul salvation. Flesh is some piece of junk. That's all it is, junk. Look how much it is. What it is, it ain't nothing but junk to me. All right. Because when I die, where it's gonna go at? I won't be able to take it with me? Nah. Just telling you. Yeah. At the age of 28 years, I took Malcolm to wife. And she bore me a son. I named him Gershon. And he was a stranger in the land. But I perceived he would not be the first ranks of men. My second son born to me, the 35th year, saw the light of the world at sunrise. Yeah, he saw the light of the world at sunrise. And I beheld him in a vision, standing among the crowd of the assembly. And therefore I gave him the name Cohort. Yeah. No, that's the same name that I just been reading to you yesterday. Yeah. The third son of my wife to be born in the 40th year of my life is called Maria. Because Bitter had been his travail and bearing him. My daughter Jochebed was born in Egypt. And I was 63 years old. 63 years old. Old man, yeah. Well, I'm just telling you. No, because we live a righteous and a holy life that we're still able in our old age. They have children like a 12, but 70 years old when my daddy was 70, my mom was 30. All right. Just letting them know. Yeah. And I called thus because I was known honorably among my brethren in those days. In my 94th year, Abraham took Jacob to wife, and he that was born on the same day with her, he was born on the same day. Abraham took Jacob to wife. All right, well, no, when you go look at it, man, Moses knew, no, that one was old. The man was old too. Yeah, they was old. They was like 120 some years old. Go read it. It's in the book of Joshua. Show you how old he was. Yeah. Oh. Thereupon Levi admonished his children to walk in the ways of the Lord, and fear him with all their heart. And he told them that he had learned from the writings of Enoch that his descendants would sin against the Lord in times to come. So I know, because he just scratched the surface. When you go to the Testament of the 12 patriarchs, it's in this book, it's in this one also. When you go to the Testament of the 12 patriarchs, he goes more into details into that. And it tells you about what they was going to sin, how they was going to go back in that land. I mean, I've been reading that to you all the time. All right, well, since he does saying, I'll read it to you once again. Because all of them gave you prophecy of what was going to happen to the children in the last days. All right. Oh, so he told them about all the priesthood. Whereas ye have heard concerning the 70 weeks, here concerning the priesthood. For each jubilee there shall be a priesthood. The first jubilee, the first who was anointed to the priesthood should be great. He shall speak as God, shall speak to God as to a father. And his priesthood shall be perfect with the Lord. And the day of his gladness shall arise for the salvation of the world. And the second jubilee, he that is anointed should be conceived in sorrow and of a beloved ones. And his priesthood should be honored in all and shall be glorified by all. And the third priest should be taken hold by sorrow, and the bow should be in pain, because of righteousness shall gather itself against him exceedingly. And all Israel shall hate each one his neighbor. And the fifth should be taken hold by darkness. Likewise in the sixth and the seventh. And the seventh shall be such pollution they cannot express before men. But they should know who do these things. Therefore should they be taken captive and become prey, and their land and their substance shall be destroyed. And the fifth week they shall return to their desolate country, and shall renew the house of the Lord. And in the 7th week shall come priests who are idolaters, adulterers, lovers of money, proud, lawless, lascivious, abuser of children and beasts. Yeah, that's what they become. Well, you got that passage how you hear from them. Well, I'm just arguing with guilty as it's given out to me, man. Because I'm wanting because God is not going to hold his anger off forever. Man, just like the righteous and holy Moses was righteous and holy, Aaron was righteous and holy, Miriam was righteous and holy. Okay, and so when the time came, they kept talking, Miriam had died. No, Moses, I just been reading that to you. All right, so after all that happened to Moses and everything, they got mad and they started talking against Moses. They did, because got people in you all, just like with Clefo Dollar. I know that I've been listening to that man for many years, all of them really. And I know when something else and somebody got to his ear what he's gonna do. No, because they don't think God gonna knock the head off. They'll get him to push him up to do something, and not knowing that's what they're doing. They grouping up now and thinking they're fighting me. You're not fighting me, you're fighting God. And you're not going to win, you're going to lose. And you're going to lose in a horrific way. So when God destroyed the 250, he just didn't destroy the 250. He destroyed everything. Took everything with him. Everything, threw it in the hole. All right? No, well, he burned 250 up. Who that was? Dathan and Abihu. All right, then when he killed them, he killed everything and threw everything in that ground. All right, wives, their possession, everything went in that hole, did it not? All right, so no, I didn't see the great earthquake. I didn't see the earth being rolled together like a sword. And there's a reason to work for everything under the sun. God not compared it. Now, I didn't see the stars being cast out of heaven, coming down to earth. I didn't see God casting, I didn't see water. I didn't see the dirt. Now, to tell you over and over things that I have seen, and y'all just go, oh, well, all right, well, I'm warning y'all. Keep warning and warning all the time. Then I'm telling you about your fathers, how righteous and pious and holy your fathers and them live. And they live that way, and God constantly blessed them. Every time you see, God blessed them, and they sent the blessing on down to their children. And then when their children grew up, became men, living a pious, holy life, God bless. And then they blessed their children, and they sent that all the way down till we got us, but it kept building and building and building. It wasn't, he got blessed, and that was diminished. And he got blessed, and that was, no, it wasn't like that. He got blessed, all the blessing went to the next. The blessing that was added on to him went to the next. And so it had more and more blessing on to us. And that's where we're at right now today. But they don't take root unless we live a pious and holy life. And that's where the problem comes in. Because you think you're living a pious and holy life, but you're not. You're living under Christianity, HOIC, IUC, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, Catholic, Mormons. So you're living under all these denominations, religions, and you're not serving your Creator in spirit and truth. Then, when all these things say they're going to happen unto you, they don't happen. And then you make up a big excuse and talk about, oh no, I must have did something. Yeah, you done something. You didn't do it right from the first time. All right. It's about repenting, man. And therefore, Levi admonished his children to walk in the ways of the Lord and fear him with all their heart. And he told them what he had learned from the writings of Enoch, that his descendants would sin against the Lord in times to come, and they will suffer the divine punishment for their transgression. And then God will raise up a new priest, unto whom all the words of the Lord will be revealed. His last words were, and now, my children, ye have heard all I have said. Choose now light or darkness. The law of the Lord or the work of the Belial. A lot of people choosing the work of Belial because they have it fixed it so where you think that you're doing the work of the Lord, but you're doing every bit of the Belial. Then somebody come along like me or someone else who worship and serve the Lord God, keep his commandments, keep the Holy Covenant, then you will call him, look at that man. Oh, something wrong with him, girl. Don't move behind, don't stay there. You know? No, and that's what they're doing. Calling evil good and good evil. But they're going to pay for it. Well, yeah, they're going to pay for it. Every bit of it. Man, you don't get away with nothing in this life, man. I done read that to you. All right. No, you don't get away with nothing in this life, man. You're going to pay. Well, ask Father Moses, Father Aaron, Mother Miriam. Yeah. God serve a true and living God, man. All right. Yeah, that's what it is. No, he told you what he was going to do. God told you he was going to revive us and restore us. So when the evil and wicked one comes on the earth, we'll be able to stand against him. But they're not, no. That would hurt. Wait a minute, let me turn this thing. That was hurt because we're doing everything to search out for the truth. We're doing everything so we can know the truth and get the power and be able to stand. So while we doing all this, they got other people coming and all say to sin them. Keep on sinning them, keep on sinning them. And you might think that it'll be one wave that come and knock it down, but it's not like that. Satan nitpicks. Yeah, he nitpicks. When I first started learning about monies, and so no, because God they got truth, they got something true about monies out there. All right. And so while you stressing over this nickel, this dime, that's what you be doing. You take a nickel here, a dime there. No, You take so much on your light bill. You take so much on your water bill. No energy water bill. Then it takes so much on the car note, so much insurance. All right there, but that's not what really the gist of it. Gist of it, I was paying for clothing to go sit in the church house or go out there commit fornication. Adultery would cost money also. Then you're going out there and doing every type of entertainment, whether it be drugs, alcohol, weed, or whatever y'all call it. You're doing that. Then you might be out there gambling, going to the casinos and things, you're doing that. Then you might have your Friday night, Saturday night where you're going to do your hookup, you're doing that. And so, no, and then that's how you be stealing little bit by little bit. Then you got, what they call it, bill, a cable bill. A lot of people, they're not doing all, they're not going out. So they spend hundreds of dollars on cable channel, and you only can watch so much at so time. But that bill come in every month, and you don't have no forsake that, and you don't have the sense enough to know to cut all that food. No. So when I started obeying the voice, keeping His commandment, He showed me cut all that out. The only reason why I got this now is because He deemed it so. I wouldn't be on YouTube and all that. I wouldn't even have no internet. I wouldn't, but then He showed me when I showed Him what the money tithes and offerings were for. Like I told you, I was able to start buying my frankincense and myrrh, buy the olive oil that I burned. I was able to pay also the internet bill out of it. What else? No, because I was able to do a lot from the monies I was giving to the church house and things. Then the other monies, no, when you start cutting all these other things out your life, buying raiment, get your hair done, haircut, barbershop, and all that stuff, man, you find yourself with so much money. Yeah. Then on top of that, on the Sabbath, you don't do nothing on the Sabbath, so that's money's right there. No, I'm just telling you, that's money's right there. Then you're not out there buying all that foolishness, going to the church house, keeping up with that person, keeping up with that person. Man, next thing you know, man, I say, man, yeah, I'm just telling you. But you still got those people, some bills you got some bills. But you can't do nothing about that because that's Esau's children. And I already told you what they was going to do out there. Keep you in that bondage. But like I said, once you start obeying the voice, keeping His commandments, all the other stuff, man, you don't worry about none of that. You don't. And then you have more than enough to do everything you need to do. And then what I found out, it's in Ecclesiastes. Go do that. I can't tell you what it is. You go find out what it's in the book of Ecclesiastes. But the more you obey the voice, the more you keep His commandment. When I needed something, He made a way and I got it before I needed it. Right? But He also taught me He give it to me and I don't use it for what He want me to use, designed for me to use it to. He just, no, you don't get it again. You don't get it again. You don't get it back. No, you don't. You have to wait until His anger and His chastisement succeed. Then He'll give it back to you. No, He gave me money to do something. And so, no, I didn't do it. I would have did what I wanted to do. And He chastised me on it. Yes, He did. He chastised me on it. Yeah. So, I'm just warning you. But that's just for that. But all the other stuff, He still let the funds flow and come in. And so he taught me something else. So when you go read the Shepherd of Harvest, I didn't know. When you save money from your fasting and everything, well, that's money you have that you can give, to people that's fading and people that's in need. So He's taught me that also. It's in the book of Shepherd of Harvest. But all that, He gives all that back to you. But it got more to it than just that. You just have to live a righteous and pious holy life and don't worry about all those other things because you're being tried. Oh, you might not think you're being tried, but you're being tried. So long as you live a pious, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Just live a pious holy life. Just like all that happened to our fathers, Now you know all our fathers was rich men, very rich men. Our father Abraham was very rich. Our father Isaac was very rich. Our father Jacob. I mean, talking about what money is about, but we know what their true riches were. But far as silver and gold, and they saved that. They saved all that because they knew that they was going to have a tabernacle in the temple. So when Father Solomon got ready for the build the temple, he had all that silver and gold that Father Abraham them got way back from Abimelech and Pharaoh, and all that was brought forward. Yeah. So just go read it, man. Just go read it. But anyway, let me continue on. No, because when you cut out, you know how much money. And another thing, you know, where I had bookkeeping in school, and I had counting also, but a lot of y'all not counting right. If y'all counting about, well, you know, I go every 2 weeks to the beauty parlor, every 2 weeks to get my nails done. Well, take those 2 weeks and put a year behind and see how much money you can spend. All right? And then put both years behind and see how much you can spend. Yeah, that's all you got to do. And then you see the money that you spend. So when you stop doing, that's the money that you will be saving. Yeah, it adds up real fast. All of it. Because I used to bring at least $60 worth of cold drinks in a month. Yeah, about $60, no less than $30 for sure. And then on top of that, all that's killing you. Yeah, all that's killing you. Yeah, all that soda pop and all that drink. And that's not of the law of God. Because we're supposed to do everything in moderation, but if you drinking $60 worth of money, you're not doing it in moderation. And it's going to catch up with you, as it caught up with me. Yeah, but when I started obeying the voice, keep his commandments, like I told you, sending the holy angels to heal me of all of that. No. Well, anyway, let me read this, because my time is up, man. Let me read this. All right. So he told him what's going to happen. He said, no. He said, now, my children, you have heard all that I said. Choose light or darkness, the law of the law or the works of the life. And the son made an answer. Before the Lord, we will walk according to his law. Then spake Levi, the Lord is witness, and the angels are witness. And I am witness, and ye are witness concerning the word of your mouth. The sons replied, we are witnesses. So when the Torah came down, that would happen. Because Moses was a Levite, Aaron was a Levite, Miriam was a Levite. Then you got to remember when our father Jacob was paying a tithe for God and bringing him back to the land, Levi was the 10th. He was the tithe. All of this here, man. All of this guy. No, because what they put tithes with monies and with silver and gold, but that's not true tithe. When you wake up in the morning while the sun rises, that's a tithe. When you pray in the evening while the sun sets, that is a tithe. Keep a new moon, that is, no, it's a part of it. All that's a part of it, man. Go with it, bro. Go with it, man. Go try it out, bro. Because when we were forming and doing all those things, and and we would bring seeds, but we had, just like these people in South America, they don't have no seeds. And they got to go buy seeds, purchase seeds, but that was not so. And so when those priests, those Catholic priests came in there, that wasn't the real deal. No, they wanted money, silver and gold, and the jewels and everything off that land, and sent that over to Spain and live off that and all that foolishness that they done. All right, but it was I was supposed to be a true priest. One of our priests was you over there. No, that's what happened. And they would do the collection of the seeds and everything. And so when the next farming year come about, we had all that. And you just go to the priest, because you done paid everybody pay the tithe off, and the person didn't have no money, and nothing, just give it to them. And they was able to go out there and do their farm or have some lamb or sheep or something, give it to them. And that's how we kept going. But they took all that from us. No, you can't go to the people now and ask them people for something just like John Hagen this morning bragging about how they opened up a girl's place for women to stay that's pregnant and having a baby out of wedlock, and open up that and have that. so they won't have to go to Planned Parenthood and all. But that's a lie. Y'all the same Esau, Edomites children that wanted Planned Parenthood to kill all the Israel and poor people off. That's what y'all want. And so God took that and turned it on them. No, but let's get a little deeper into that. And so now you open up that place where you've been preaching the gospel and preaching the truth all that time. Maybe a lot of them women would be over there anyway because they took a hold of their genitalia. And so maybe some men would be over, wouldn't have that to do because they'd be done the same thing. Men took hold of their sex lives, took a hold of their genitals and everything. But y'all wasn't preaching that. Y'all were preaching silver and gold, how the land, money and things, and never preaching the truth. Because you gotta understand, our father Joseph heard our father Isaac and our father Jacob talking about chastity and not committing adultery and everything. And by him hearing that, all his life is living a chaste life. Oh, bro. All right. I'm just telling you what's going on. No, man. It was a design plan. The same preaching and teaching that you listen to now, those the same preaching and teaching alive back then that was doing Jim Crow time. And they went along with 100%, just like they're going along with 100% right now. So when I hear Pat Robertson talking about politics, that's why you don't supposed to be talking about politics. Or I hear the redirect woman talking about monies and land, you don't supposed to be talking about that. Y'all supposed to be off God. Y'all supposed to be talking about them repenting and serving the Most High. Truly repent, but y'all not talking about it, talking about everything. Then you see me talking about you, hoping that you repent, then I'm on something to feel it. You're right. You're right, but God is still the judge, and He's gonna judge you. All right, according to your works, according to your deeds. Just like He punished me, He's not gonna let you get away with it either. Just keep watching. The Levite ceased to admonish his son. He stretched out his feet and gathered to his father at the age of 137 years old, greater age than any of his brothers or 10. Because we know why. This is not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. I am Elijah. Until next time.